All right, it's time. Another week. ZTGD Radio. This is episode 843 for April 28th, 2025. On the show this week, we got Terrence.
What up?
We got the Wombat.
Yes, sir.
We got a lot of shit to talk about. Holy cow. Feels like everything that happened this week could have been the biggest story, and then there's like 5 of them.
It was a busy week. A lot of
Crazy.
Stuff. A lot of stuff going on.
So let's just go. Let's just get right into this. No before show banter. Terrence, what you got?
Let me pull up my list here. All right, so I got a lot. I'm not gonna start where y'all want me to. All right, so I played some Skull and Bones because, like I said last week,
it's definitely not where I want you to start.
Yeah, I know it's not. I know. So yeah,
when you actually are getting like wood and stuff, like you can come off the ship.
Now, see, listen, you knew that was. You had to know that was coming.
I did. Okay. I can't wait till it can be replaced with
I
something.
almost.
I don't know. I will have to.
I almost came after you last night. Like, I was playing Claire Obscura, and I pulled up my friends list, and I see Terrence playing Skull and Bones. I'm like, what are we doing?
Yep.
What are we doing?
Listen, okay, so I didn't realize this. Excuse me, but there's ships that they put on the like battle pass thing, and I'm trying to unlock it. I need one more thing, and I'll unlock the schooner class ship. So yeah, I don't know. The changes that they made for season 2 were cool, and like I said, they're gonna have like land combat, like hand to hand combat and stuff in the fall. So you know, I'm rocking with it. But okay, I played, of course, the Marvel Rivals. I checked out the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero DLC. They added a bunch of characters from Daima. That game is great if you like Dragon Ball. What are the things? We're back to Final Fantasy Rebirth. Going to get that review done this week after many moons. That game is just incredible. I mean, I don't need to talk about it here. You can read it.
We all know.
It's great. Yeah. Crime Scene Cleaner. So I played this. I know you said last week, you was like, you can't move the bucket. Nigga, that's the first thing they tell you how to do is how to move the bucket. Like, what? Did you skip it? Like,
probably.
What was you doing?
Probably. I'm that guy that, like, you show me a tutorial, I'm like, oh, figure that out 20 hours later. Okay.
Got you. Okay, see, I do that stuff too sometimes. But, like, I went into this, I was like, there's no way that it literally was the first thing, like, move the bucket, press this, so you can run around with it. I'm like, bruh, he just skipped it. He just hit B and cleared it. Like, I should figure it out. Fuck it.
I picked up that bucket several times, and that motherfucker, the water always emptied when I picked it up. I was like, I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah, you got it. So it is. I will say this. It is finicky, like because you can bump it on stuff and the water will spill out. Like you can hit it, like when you place it down and you're mopping it, and you'll knock all the water out. So it is kind of touchy, and the game itself is kind of janky, I guess. But it's not bad actually. It has a story, which I was kind of surprised about. I thought it was going to be like Power Wash kind of thing. You know, you just kind of give you a scene and you just got to clean it up. But it has a whole story,
there's a whole
the
story in Power Wash. Did you skip that?
I guess I did. Yeah.
A story in Power Wash.
Yeah, there's 100% like a wild ass story going on in Power Wash Simulator.
All right, yeah. Well, there you go. So I guess we're all guilty of skipping shit. Because I got old Power Wash and just clean shit. I ain't realize it was just okay. But in this, like you're a father trying to take care of your daughter who's sick. You're a janitor. He's a school janitor. And ends up working for the mob to get some extra money. And so yeah, you end up getting called out to some wild crime scenes where you got to pick up the evidence, and it kind of fills in the gaps of what happened. And yeah, I don't know, it's not bad. It's kind of cool to pass the time with it or whatever. Power Wash Simulator, speaking of, I played that in VR this week. Talk about a reason to buy a VR headset. If you like that game, that is your reason. You should check that out.
What if you just bought a power washer?
Yeah, I know.
I want to buy one, by the way.
I actually need to. Like, yeah, I actually was looking at I need to power wash the deck for real. But anyway, yeah, I need to get a power wash. A little thing for real. You got one, Ryan? Do you hit your driveway and stuff?
No, I do not. My parents have one, but I do not.
See, yeah, my grandfather has one. He does, but I don't have one.
I want to get one of those.
But the simulator in VR is super cool. It's the I did the SpongeBob like add-on, so I cleaned his house, Patrick's house, and Squidward's house, which was super cool.
So stupid.
It is, and again, it's crazy. I did not realize he had a story.
How the fuck you washing shit underwater?
Bruh, under the sea, the whole time I'm doing this, because like when you're doing it, it looks like the cartoons, like the bubbles are floating. And I'm like, how the fuck is this working? How am I shooting this with water under the water, cleaning this?
The same way they have like lakes and stuff underwater in that show. Yeah, they lean kind of into that, I think.
I like SpongeBob, so that was neat. Like that was and like your equipment looks different. Like it looks like it would in SpongeBob, like your little gun and everything, the attachments and all stuff. So that was kind of cool. Played the Days Gone remastered.
Oh,
that's Days Gone.
Yeah, I paid the $10 and got the. Yeah, that's the same game.
Yeah, I don't understand, and I mean, I'm not playing it on the Pro. I guess, you can speak to this more, but like, I played it on PS4 Pro, actually, because I did have that at the time. It just looks like the same thing. Like, I know they added extra content, which is kind of cool, like the Horde mode stuff, and then the kind of roguelike. Yeah, I can't think of what it's called. It's kind of neat. But like graphically and stuff, it just looks like Days Gone.
If you have a Pro, there's a new option that shows up that's called like Enhanced or something, and it just increases the resolution, which, by the way, all you fuckers out there is like, oh man, Days Gone native 4K. It literally says in the options menu, on the regular PS5 it goes up to 1440p, and if you have a Pro it goes up to some fucking like 2886p or some shit.
Yeah, I don't even think it was that. I saw it on dude's little somebody posted something on Twix. And he said he had some picture. It was like 1800 something. I'm like,
it's not even like, what
you doing?
That's not 4K. It's upscaled by
like,
pisser.
Oh, it looks great on my. Yeah, he like it says that. It says the pisser thing. He's like, oh, it looks so good on my 8K TV.
Bitch, you ain't got no 8K TV. Like, shut. The only true 8K TV is fucking LG's $30,000 TV, and your bitch ass on Twitter ain't got that.
Right. Stop lying, nigga. Why you always lying? Anyways, so speaking of liars, so I also played some Towerborn on Steam. It's getting ready to come on Xbox, I think on the 29th.
I hope I better put a sheet over my Xbox.
Why? A sheet? What you mean? What?
Think about what you just said.
Oh my God. Anyways, it releases. That doesn't sound. Anyways, so the reason I'm speaking about liars is I saw on Twix my bald nemesis Paris Lily interviewed some the developers of the game, and I only watched like the first little bit and then I cut it off. Cause this lying ass nigga, he literally is like, oh yes, I've played the game. I've been playing through Steam Early Access, and the wipe has happened, so I'm just going to wait for Xbox now. First of all, nigga, the wipe don't come till April 29th. It ain't happened yet, so your ass is lying. So you ain't played it. Second of all, he's like, yes, I used to. I've been this level, and he's like, well, where do we go to start the adventure? I'm like, bitch ass nigga, if you done played it before, you would know how to get out the tower. I don't know why some of y'all listen to these niggas that's really just gassing you. They ain't giving y'all the truth about this shit. They saying what these niggas want them to say so they can get a check. You need to come on over to here, listen to us, where we give you the real. Because I don't get a check, nigga, and I don't give a fuck. I give you the truth. If it suck, I'm going to tell you it suck. I'm not going to gas you. But Towerborn doesn't suck. I just want to make that clear.
I totally forgot what game we were talking about.
I'm gonna tell you about it. It's a really, really good game. So it's a beat 'em up. First of all, and it is co-op. Did you just laugh? Did you just?
Yeah. Why?
Okay. No, I thought you, because I thought about what I said. I was like, beat 'em up. Is that sexual? Did I say something funny?
No, I was just laughing at the situation going on.
You got Terrence so paranoid that everything you said is going to get taken the wrong way.
Yes!
I mean, you just, I mean, I can't, you were like, it's about to come on Xbox. I'm like, oh, damn.
Let me cover it. Grab a towel.
Put my cover. Get one of them fucking wraps or something.
Get that Doom wrap.
Yeah, well, I don't want to ruin the Doom wrap. I gotta get some.
Yeah, that one is actually kind of cool. But it's it's like, you know, the Double Dragon type games, but there's different weapons that you level up. There's gear that you collect, so it is a live service game, but it's done by the team that did oh goodness, there was 3 of them, those RPGs. It's Stoic is, I believe, the developer. I cannot think of those.
Oh, the Banner Saga, is that what you're talking about?
Yes, the Banner Sagas. Thank you. Yeah, those are great games too, BT Dubs. But yeah, it's it actually, they've added quite a bit to it. When it first came out in early access, it was pretty bare bones. But it's been fleshed out with a story. It's easier to get grouped up with people. It's 4-player co-op, so you can, you know, go out with friends. Also, if you're playing with someone who has unlocked more of the world and stuff that maybe you have unlocked, when you go into their world, you'll have access to all that stuff. And then I think they were saying after the wipe, like, you take that back to your world. Like, you may not be able to actually, you know, go onto it all on your own because your danger level, which is what they call, you know, the difficulties where you can kind of scale the world, might not be, you know, appropriate enough to take on some of that content by yourself. But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, kind of a, you know, big thing that they're doing. And I guess it's not even actually, this isn't the 1.0, so it's still going to be in early access. They just are now including Xbox into the mix. But yeah, you definitely check it out. It's going to be on Game Pass, April 29th. And I think everybody here likes those kind of, you know, beat 'em up games. So I think y'all, you know, will probably like it. I don't know if you'll necessarily get invested like that, but to kick around for a little bit, you know what I mean? It's pretty fun.
I will be playing it. I like beat 'em ups.
Mm-hmm. But Paris, you need to quit your lying. Anyways, South Midnight I played because Ken was like, "Damn, don't nobody ever play South of Midnight? Y'all just forgot it existed." And I was like,
"That poor
damn,
game.
I did kind of forget it existed." That's a great game. I think that's gonna be a depressing and sad game, and I think I knew that, but I don't think I really knew that.
There's some fucked up stuff in that game.
Yeah, so I've gotten to the Benji part. Like, I just cleared that part.
Yeah. Benji is.
Yeah, I was like, fuck. Like, when it finally revealed all the stuff, I was like, damn, so this is about to be that type of journey. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't let up from there. Just so you know.
I figured, because that seemed kind of low tier, even though as fucked up as it is, like, that seemed like that was low as to what they could. I'm like, okay, this is about to be that kind of journey. But I'm here for it. The music is great. Oh my god, the music is good.
That music is really good.
Turn off the combat. I'm gonna tell you, just like you said, turn it off. And it's neat how it does it, because like you go into, because the combat is set up into like arenas anyway. Like, you'll come to an area and you have to clear these things, and then, you know, you do some more platforming until you reach the next one. So when you get to it and you turn it off, you just press a button and it's like, hey, you can skip this. You know, it's not going to affect the story, blah, blah, whatever, skip it. And you just turn it off. And she's like, man, that was easy. And you do the little thing. And I was like, yeah, it was easy. Cool. Yeah, I've been enjoying it so much more by turning that off.
Yeah, the only downside is you don't get the floofs. So, like, you can't upgrade your stuff. But you're not really using it in the combat, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. And that makes sense. Because actually, you know what? I literally, during the Benji platforming stuff, I realized or remembered that I even had abilities to upgrade. That I opened it, I was like, oh,
yeah,
damn,
they're mostly for combat, so it's fine if you don't upgrade them if you're skipping the combat. So,
gotcha. I think the only combat I'm going to play is the boss fights. So I'm on I think I'm where the either the Keeley demo or the E3 demo was, where you're on your way to the alligator. Like, I'm at that part right now. Yeah, I'm on that. So I got to go ring the church bells. Like, that's where I just started. So I definitely want to go back and finish that up. I'm enjoying it so much better with the combat off. But like I said, it's going to hit you in the feels for sure. And I don't think I necessarily was expecting. I was that whole anyway.
Yeah, that was the preview I did, was the Benji level.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. Yeah, man. I'm I'm here for it. Like, and that music, man, I might get the soundtrack for that. I'm sure it's on the streaming stuff.
If you buy the deluxe upgrade, you get it digitally. Which,
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I dug through it and listened to it. There's a ton of shit on there.
Okay. Drug Dealer Simulator. I'm going to finish up my review for that today. It's solid. It's got some janky problems. I mean, you know, once you reach a certain point in it, like towards the end game, there's really not much more to do kind of game wise. You really are just managing an empire because you'll have dealers that are out doing their thing for you. You know, you can upgrade your mansion and stuff like that, but it's, I don't know. It's you know, it's good, but yeah, once you reach the end game, I think it's, you know, you'll kind of be done with it. Whereas Schedule 1, which I also am playing, not for review, but just for fun, has a whole lot more. First of all, it has co-op in it. Apparently, Drug Dealer Simulator 2 has co-op and is actually a prequel where you play as the Connect that is like hooking you up in the first game, and you can play with up to four friends. But Schedule 1 has that right now. It also has more, I think, interactivity as far as stuff you do from moment to moment. Like in that, you literally, you know, you're growing the marijuana, so you have to, you know, you cut open the soil, you put the soil in the pot, you got to water it, you put the seed, like all that shit. Like you literally go through the minutia of that. Then you're trimming the pot off. Then you go to your table where you got to package it up. You pick up the nug, you put it in the plastic bag, you seal the plastic bag, you throw it in the basket.
This sounds like you should write a Saturday morning cartoon song about this. Like, you put the dirt in the pot, you put the pot in the sun.
You know what? I should. I'm gonna get with Anthony, and I'm gonna have him help me because I think he's pretty musically inclined. That should be fun, actually. But no, it has more like moment to moment gameplay than Drug Dealer Simulator does, because a lot of that stuff is kind of menu based. So when you go to break up or, you know, break down your drugs, you know, you literally go to a menu and says add substance. How many grams? 2 grams. Okay, there you go. And it just goes into your inventory. And then when you know, that's, I don't know. It just has more stuff going for it in Schedule 1. But yeah, so I'm going to get the review written for Drug Dealer Simulator. And now to speak about the one that y'all have been waiting for. I checked out Thunderfolk, which is a game.
That was a good joke.
So it's kind of like D&D. I thought it was. It's a game.
Nobody
like
laughed,
D&D.
but I got it. Yeah, that's fine.
And it so it's weird too because you don't use your controller. You use an app on your phone, and you can play with 4 friends.
What if
it's
you don't
all
have a phone?
couch co-op.
What if you don't have any friends?
Oh, you can play by yourself. You can always play by yourself.
Yeah, just don't get it on your Xbox.
Don't get it on your Xbox. You know, get a towel first. But yeah, so you know what? If you don't have a phone, that's a good ass question, because you can't do it with the controller. When you load into the game, it literally has one of those codes that you got to take a picture of, and then it boots, take you to the app store to install the app if it's already installed, and then if it is, it just loads you into it, and that's literally your phone is the controller where you move your character, you make all your choices, whether you're going to attack or what ability you're going to use or whatever. So yeah, if you ain't got a phone, I guess you fucked.
That's kind of fucked up. Like,
yeah, because you bought it on the console. I didn't even think about that, man. That is fucked up.
Like, I wonder how many people have returned the game because, like, they download it and they're like, well, you got to download an app. Like, well, I don't want to download an app. Well, you have to. Well,
yeah, because there are people that are like that. Yeah, that just, fuck. Matter of fact, I got a friend that's like that. He uses phones for phone calls and text, nigga. No, nothing beyond that shit. So, yeah, he absolutely wouldn't. So that's, okay, well, yeah, that's great. I don't have a problem, so I downloaded the app. It's not bad. It plays like Demio on VR, if you've heard of that, which is essentially the same thing. That. Does he? Oh, nice. Yeah, I love Demio. It plays like that, only it's on Xbox, and you just have to use your phone as your controllers. You use your cards as far as picking abilities and attacks and stuff that you're doing. But yeah, it wasn't bad. It just, if you ain't got a phone. What's
even the point of porting it to a console then?
Wait, what do you mean porting? Did it come out on something else first?
I'd assume it's on PC or Switch or something, or maybe
Oh,
you
I
just
think
put
it's
like
out
an
on.
app on your TV or something.
I think it's out on all of those. Like I think it's on PC. I think it's on Switch and like everything, but literally nothing. You can't use your controller on any of it. I swear I did not think about that. I guess they looking at it like Blizzard is when they were talking about that Diablo Immortal. Don't you have a phone or whatever they said? Like they on that type of time. So,
If you don't have a phone, we have a game for you.
right? Like that's crazy though. But okay, so for real, let's talk about Expedition 33.
Oh yeah.
This is a very beautiful game. It is it's just simply gorgeous. It is French as fuck.
It's very French. I mean, the fucking hidden enemies are goddamn mimes.
Yeah, that type of time.
Dude, I shit
You're
you
that
not.
type
When
of
you
stuff.
get into a fight with a mime, you hear that fucking like
hear
that
that?
French
Yes,
ass
you do.
music that plays.
Yep.
Croissant.
And fuck the mimes. That little strange attack. Fuck that attack.
Yeah, the
That was
mime
messed
mime battle literally starts with him building a fucking invisible wall.
Yep.
Oh my god! And you
I
gotta
didn't-
beat the shit out of him before you can even attack him.
Yep. Did you beat the one at the like the one that you meet at the beginning in the prologue?
What the prologue? I beat
At the
3.
festival.
No, I didn't see the one at
Yeah.
the festival.
See, neither did I. That's apparently the first one that you can fight, and you can like train on that one, like to get the timing and shit down.
I did all of the shit at the festival. I got all 3 tokens. I got the 3 things
Damn,
you
I
get
didn't know
from the
that.
vendors, but I did not find the mime.
Yeah, I saw a video about them, and there's one apparently you could run into there. I guess it's off the beaten path. And you can fight it there as a, over and over, where you can test your, I don't know if it was over and over, but they said that it was a good way to train yourself to avoid, to use the parries and dodges, which is a good way to roll into the combat system of this game, which is absolutely stellar. The highlight for me is the fact that you can dodge and parry. When the enemy attacks, you can, and it's like kind of like a Dark Souls kind of a timing thing. You can dodge the attack. Like, it's not based on a percentage or whatever else, that happens with usual JRPGs. It's, your button press. You can press B to dodge out of the way, or if you feel more confident because the timing is a little tighter, you can press I think it's right bumper on Xbox.
It is
to parry, and you do incredible damage. Not only that, there's like group parries and dodges. So when enemies attack the whole expedition, so all of your parties, you dodge and parry like together. So you'll get 3 people hitting like a parry or whatever. Like it's crazy. And that carries over to, to their abilities as well. When you do an ability or an attack, you'll get a quick time event that'll come up that'll quickly go around, and you'll have to press A once it hits the sweet spot, which will give you it'll buff your damage or do different effects depending on the type of character, because I can't think of her name, but she uses like magic, has these like stains. Is that her? Loon? Yeah, she has these stains, which as she casts different spells, she gets like these different like colors. Think of them as like orbs that she can then use to later buff other spells. So you might, if you have any red spells, because you're going to run into with the early on in the ocean level, your lightning. Electricity is going to be good versus the stuff there, and so she'll have a spell that you'll unlock early, her lightning spell. If you have any red orb that you will get from casting fire, it will cast that lightning spell again, but it'll eat up that red stain. So like you can, it's just neat the way you can like buff attacks, by doing other attacks and stuff. It's just, I don't know, the whole I can't even think of like the loop of it all with their combat system is really, really neat to me.
Gustav has it too, where like every 10 hits you get, it charges overcharge.
Oh, his overcharge. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Which is, God, that comes in clutch. Oh,
yeah, that thing is crazy. Yeah, the combat system starts off real simple. And then like the deeper you get into it, it's like, holy shit, you start adding pictos. There's so much.
And Lumina.
The Frenchness of the words in this game. Like every time they're like, he survived the gommage. I'm like, the fuck is the gommage?
Listen, because you always talk about games that speak that kind of gobbledygook, and the whole time I'm playing this, because they throw a lot of different stuff at you, the Lumina and the Picto, and yes, he danced with the Sashkok at the Gothok, and I'm like, what the fuck is all of this? Like, y'all just making up words.
See, the
Not
crazy
sounds like something that Tony Soprano would be talking about.
is the gabagoo attack.
Oh man, but it is good. Like, it's great. Now I'm gonna tell you what is really jarring about this game, at least for me. The main character, Gustav, this nigga walks around and looks like Robert Pattinson, but is voiced by Charlie Cox. So you look at him and you see, Edward or Batman, whatever you want to remember Robert Pattinson for. But then when he talks, you hear
Remember
Daredevil,
Me.
and I'm like, which one is yours?
I said, remember me.
There you go. But yeah, then he talks, and you hear Daredevil because Charlie Cox is voicing him, and I'm like, oh my god, this is breaking my brain.
Daredevil with a British accent, though.
Yes, because he's like, I mean, that dude is British. Like, he's kind of using his real accent. Like, he's not leaning his normal, like, all the way into it. But because I guess he's supposed to be playing kind of a French guy. But yeah,
they're saying everybody in the game seems like they're French, but they all have British accents.
None of them have a French accent, which is great.
Only the mimes have the French accents.
Yeah. Oh man, but the story is weird. But I'm here for it. Like, have you made it to the overworld yet?
Oh yeah, the map where you can camp and stuff. Yeah, it's essentially like a big Final Fantasy map. Yeah.
Yep. It's
so the story finally clicked with me. If you talk to the people at the very beginning where the thing happens, and it's not a spoiler because it's literally in the intro. So the story, if you don't know, you're on this place, and basically there's this character called the Paintress. And every year she comes down and changes a number. It's like a countdown. Started at 100, and it's going down. And this is the one where they mark it down to 33. So what happens is when she changes that number, everybody older than that number dies. And every year, the expedition goes out to try to figure out what's causing it and to stop it. And that's what the basis of the story is. That's why he's out with this team. They're all people under 30 trying to figure it out. And this is the 67th expedition because they started at 100 and we're working down.
And you find, as you go through, notes and letters from past expeditions.
Yep.
And even like the little save points, like the flags that you come across are like numbered because they were put there by, because they'll come to the parts like, oh, this must have been left by Expedition 67, the map makers or whatever. I can't remember which one it was, but they, were sent out to do something specifically. And then they leave something for I can't think of that saying that he says all the time. This is for what comes next, or this is for who comes next. Something like that.
Yeah, he says it when he does the overcharge. He's like, for those who come next.
Yeah, something like that. Like, that's like their thing with the expedition. So they leave stuff for that next expedition that should help them further along if they, haven't gotten to them. It's really neat. And I'll tell you, because I guess I didn't go as in depthly as Ken did with the initial part. Like, he actually helped me kind of fill in the story, because I was like, nigga, look, I know the Paintress showed up, the number changed, we got to go stop her. That's pretty much what I know. Everybody turned to dust. They got Thanos. Like,
yeah, because that intro is fucked up. I ain't gonna lie, that intro's fucked up.
It's so sad. I was like, Jesus Christ.
And we should also probably, like, if you haven't played this or if you haven't seen any screenshots of it, like, the Paintress is fucking huge.
Yes.
Like, the enemies of this game are gigantic.
Yep. Damn, yeah, all of them are. Well, those ones are little, but even those are bigger than you. Like, yeah, everything is huge.
Like, some of the bosses are like old school Final Fantasy, like, it takes up the whole screen and you're just a blip at the bottom kind of thing.
Yeah, you're hitting their leg when you rush forward.
Yeah.
Like, yep. Which is another thing. This has hidden bosses. Like we've talked about the mimes before. They're hidden around here, and the hidden bosses are all optional. That you can fight. I've come across one. Actually, I think that's where I'm stuck. One of the trouble doors or something like that. Have you fought that one? He has a trumpet. This one that I'm stuck on.
No, I haven't fought one with a trumpet yet.
Okay, he sucks. Oh my god! Because and that's why I said this kind of has Dark Souls vibes. Because you do have that dodge and parry option, so the enemy's attacks have like fake outs and wind ups and shit, just like they do in those games. So it might say, and it's really generous too, because they'll tell you, like, it'll pop up like they're about to hit you with a fast attack or they're about to hit you with a slow attack. So it kind of tells you what to prepare for. So the faster one, it's going to be relatively quick. Whereas if it says a slow one, you're going to have like a fake out long animation for you to wait for. So you have to kind of gauge the timing of different stuff, which is, it's super cool. Like, it keeps you engaged moment to moment in fights. Cause I know, Ryan, you was like, I'm not in my headspace for a turn-based game right now. I 100% feel that. This doesn't even really feel like that to an extent, because you're always doing something on every turn. Like, whereas, some games you can put your controller down for a second. You can't really do that in this, because you got to hit another button to power up your attack, or you got to hit a button to try to dodge this attack or something. So it kind of feels like it's more than a turn-based on a moment to moment.
It does a really good job of like introducing the mechanics. So like when a fight starts, you have the option to like free aim with your gun, and you can hit like a weak point on the enemy, and if you hit it with the right element, it will actually give you like a huge boost to the battle.
Mm-hmm.
And some enemies can only be hit with your gun because they're flying. So if you try to attack them with a melee attack, you will most likely miss.
Even the magic doesn't hit, because I figured Loon could hit the flying ones with her stuff. Her spells and stuff even miss. Like, you have to use like the guns and stuff to hit the flying ones.
Yep. And there's a lot to like about this game. I do want to hit on some of the stuff I don't like.
Yeah, I was going to as well. Go ahead.
First off, it feels claustrophobic and linear at times. Like when you're in an area of a level, it doesn't feel as open as I would like it to be. But it also has a lot of branching paths that get kind of confusing when you're going through.
Yeah.
This game would benefit heavily from one of those click the button to show me the direction I'm supposed to be going, because I've gotten lost so many times.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the things that I wish I could, I wish the game would do, because I definitely get lost. And the movement's a little funky. Like,
yes,
when you first start moving your character, you're like, man, they're moving like they're on crack or something, like like moving around sporadic and stuff. Once you get used to all that, this game gonna be in my top 10, easy.
Yep,
easy.
I think you hit on on my issues with it too. I think because it doesn't, and I guess that's by design. And I guess that's even the same complaint you said. You just want a button that kind of gives you a direction, because it doesn't really tell you a lot, or where to go. I did find out and read, and I guess I don't know if you realize this, but like the primary path is usually lit up. Like, you'll see some sort of like lanterns or lights or rocks with lights on them, something that'll be like lighting the way where you could go, and that's like the main path. Huh. So next time you play, kind of take a peek at that. I was like, oh damn, that is the case. So when I see stuff like that now, I look for paths that's not connected, so I can try to find a different boss.
But I think one of the things that I love to do in those games that have a little button that tells you which way to go is to not go that way, to explore.
Yep.
So like, it would be very helpful if you would just let me like press the button, give me like a little gold trail or something, like, this is the way you should go. Okay, well, I'm gonna go down this path because I want to fight some crazy side boss and get some upgrades, which that's another thing I'm not a huge fan of, is like, you have to go to camp to upgrade your weapons. You can't do it at like just normal checkpoints.
Yep. And so that means you can't do it when you're inside, because those, I guess, are like dungeons. So you have the overworld, then you have dungeons. Once you're in a dungeon, you're in it till you finish. Like, you can't get back out to the overworld to go to map to upgrade your weapons, to unlock your... Well, no, you can do the skills and stuff. What's the other thing that
you can upgrade your skills, and you can upgrade like your stats when you're at the checkpoint, when you're basically at the Souls bonfire thing.
Yeah, right. But the curator, you can upgrade your weapons, but he does something else too. I can't remember what the other thing.
Oh, the curator. Yo, it's crazy that doesn't even unlock until like 3 hours into the game.
Right. Like the first time I got to see him was after I finished the water thing. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, because the game keeps telling me when I pick up something, it's like, you can use this to upgrade your weapon to level 3. Yes. I was like, where? The camp doesn't give me an option to upgrade my weapon.
Yep. And that was, and so it doesn't, and this, I think, also, and maybe I missed it when it popped up, but there's like different currencies once you upgrade your weapon. So you'll have like the base one, then you hit an upgrade, then you need like a polished version of that thing to upgrade it any further. And certain weapons need that just to upgrade it once. I didn't pay attention to that, and I upgraded like Gustav's weapon, and I really should have upgraded Loon's weapon. But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that the game doesn't tell you. Again, maybe I missed it. Somebody please correct me if maybe I did. But it just feels like there's a lot of stuff that it doesn't tell you, that it just kind of wants you to figure out, which on one hand, I'm kind of cool with. Like, I like exploring and kind of figuring stuff out. But then on the other, I'm an old man with not a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? So throw me a bone here. Like, give me, like you said, at least give me the button that highlights where I should go, and then I'll take it from there. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So if they had told you about the lighted path thing rather than some random YouTuber having to figure it out, that would have been very helpful. So I don't know, but it definitely is a great game, and it's man, my top 10 is gonna be.
Dude, I don't even know what I'm gonna do at this point. Like, it's like last year was hard to pick like my number 1 between like the top 4. But like this year, there's already been times where I'm like, yeah, this is on my list. Yeah, this is on my list. And the thing is, I didn't feel like this one was even going to be anywhere near my list.
I didn't either. Like, I thought it was going to be neat just based off of the stuff that we saw, the videos with the combat system, because I am a huge fan of Lost Odyssey. And it has that active kind of combat system, but this takes it to a whole nother level with the dodges and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I just figured it was going to be good, but I didn't think it was going to be this good.
And the crazy thing is like the story is excellent, and it only gets better as you go. It gets, man, when you first land on the beach, that was one of the most intense shits ever.
Oh my God. Yeah, right. Like I think after I finished the water part, like the first dungeon that you really go into, I think that's really where everything clicked for me. Like, cause I watched all the cutscenes it was after that first camping, that, cause you get to talk with the characters, and there's those cutscenes where she's playing, I don't know if you watch it, but she's playing the thing, and they talk, and it kind of fleshes stuff out.
Oh yeah, the guitar part. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I was like, okay.
Which my first question being a video game, like, where'd you get that fucking guitar?
Right. I didn't see you have that.
Like, did you like manifest a guitar, or what are we doing?
Right. But no, it's definitely good. It is a fantastic game, and it's on Game Pass. So the barrier to play it is low if you're a member. But even then, I think it's only, is it $39.99?
No, it's $49.
Okay, so yeah, even it's a budget title. So which is crazy. That's a budget title, but yeah, it is.
In this day and age, $50 is a budget title.
Hell yeah, it definitely is.
But it's on Game Pass, and that's on PC and Xbox. So if you have a PC or an Xbox and you have Game Pass, you should play this game. Like 110%, you should play this game.
Yes, absolutely. And then the last thing, and then I'll roll it over to Ryan or whoever. I did play Oblivion, the remaster, and I did what I said I was going to do on the show. Like, I don't know if I said it on the show, but I know I said it in our thing. Like, I got on there, I played through the tutorial, I got out to the open world, I fought a crab, I uninstalled. Like, I'm good. That game is a masterpiece. Like, it absolutely is great. The story is great. But like I said before, at my age, I would rather have new experiences than revisit. So I'm so happy. I saw a lot of like my kids' friends actually online playing it, my son's friends rather, playing it, and I was like, damn, that's what's up. Like, I'm happy that that next generation is getting to experience it and appreciate it. But yeah, it looks phenomenal. Like, oh man, it looks great. Like, it controlled the third person like camera with the combat and stuff was, damn, it was good. The combat actually felt like it had a little weight behind it, Whereas I don't think any of them really, because even the online game, I don't think any of them really give me the combat that I really look like chivalry type stuff.
I'd say that
I couldn't get on Elder Scrolls.
Avowed's
Yeah.
combat felt really fucking good. Like that's what I would want, like an Elder Scrolls game combat to feel like.
I agree to an extent. I think some of Avowed's content
Sure.
combat
Yeah,
felt
yeah.
really good. Yeah, it's very weapon dependent.
I think it's
in
because the
Avowed.
weapon I stuck with I really enjoyed. I didn't care for the shooting in Avowed. That wasn't my jam. But
I like the shooting better in Avowed than the melee combat.
oh
So,
my god, I love the melee.
but I do think that the melee combat has a nice amount of weight in Avowed, although sometimes I feel like it's a little too much weight.
I can see
where
that. Yeah.
like you hit somebody with a mace and they go flying.
They go
15
flying.
feet.
Yes.
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
kind of
damn.
fun too.
But
Yeah.
the combat definitely has impact. So that's one thing I'll say here compared to the original is that the combat in this has a lot more weight than the original had.
Yeah, it definitely
'cause
does.
You actually have hit animations here, which the original didn't have. So
Nope.
that makes a massive difference, I think.
I think
Yeah.
the fact that they left in all the bullshit too is really fucking cool.
Yeah,
I think that is too. So I have been watching the videos and I've seen people, trying to find and recreate all, and that is cool that they left all that stuff.
Yeah,
in.
that's one of those things that like if you'd have taken that out, it kind of wouldn't have been Oblivion.
no,
Mhm.
100% it wouldn't have been.
So like you have to leave that in. So and I get Terrence's point of like I want something new, but like that's coming, and this didn't take away from it because it was a different studio doing it. So like I'm okay
Yeah,
with this.
right.
And
Yeah.
the way I see it is, so Oblivion is the Elder Scrolls game that I've played the least, and I've still got 200 and some hours in it. But
Damn.
it's been, I went back
1
and
week since you left.
replayed. I went back and replayed just the main story, when right before Skyrim came out. And so it's been, 15 years since I played Oblivion?
It's been a long. That game came out in 2006. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. So it's gonna feel somewhat like a new experience to me because it's been so long, I forget most of it.
Yeah.
See that? Yeah, I see that.
It's been 19 years since that game came out. I think that's when I played it because that was like the game for the Xbox 360.
It was that was the first, because I didn't play Morrowind.
Oh man, you
But that
missed
was
out.
Yeah, that game was
so
really
I went
good.
back. I went back and played it after. So I haven't. But when Oblivion came out, I had never played Morrowind. So I had played Oblivion first. And I was there for the horse armor drama and
Which
and
they
all of
added
that.
back into this one. Again, thank you for bringing back the bullshit.
Yeah.
That's just
so funny. Oh man. But yeah, no, I totally see your point, Ryan. And I honestly, because some of those things that they were showing online, I was like, damn, I didn't remember that. Like somebody found, I guess, the Easter egg that was supposed to be Anakin's body.
at the mount, at the lava.
Yeah. I was like, I forgot all about that. Like, yeah, so that's, but no, I'm happy for all the people that's getting to re-experience it, and definitely the ones that's experiencing it for the first time, because it definitely is a great game.
It's funny because like as games continue to get older, we see these references. So like I just reviewed the Lunar Collection for Xbox, and like they rewrote that entire game because the original, which was ported, by Working Designs, who always had a reputation of putting in some really funny like dialogue and stuff. The original game made references to shit that was happening in like 1994.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Which is not going
Right.
to carry today, So like them changing that just like shows you like how old games have become of like referencing media. It's interesting when they redo these games.
For sure. That's it. That's all I got.
All right. Well, Wombat, I know one thing that you played that we both played on Wednesday night that we can talk about.
One thing I played that we both played on Wednesday night.
Yeah, cart
What did we play on Wednesday
shopping
night?
cart simulator.
Oh, yeah, we definitely played Shopping Cart Simulator. Till 1 in the
What the
morning.
world?
1 in the
Oh,
fucking
damn, that's
morning.
right.
It
Yeah.
took us an hour.
Hey,
What a
man,
mess.
listen. I woke up the next morning, sleep out my eyes, looked at the phone. That bitch said like 65 something. I'm like, what the fuck happened?
You
Yeah.
forgot.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, so so Ken and Jay and I were on the Discord starting at right around midnight as we all attempted to get Nintendo Switches. And it was an absolute clusterfuck.
Oh yeah.
Best Buy
Tradition.
showed coming soon on all the Switch stuff that they had until what, probably 12:35.
Yeah, it was almost like 20 to
Wow.
1 before Best Buy actually went live, and then it was just a fucking line that you sat in.
Yep. And
Jesus.
at first I got a message that said sold out, and then I went back in and it put me in line. Target would let you get it to your cart, but then not check out. Target even let me get to the point where I added my credit card details,
Yep.
and it still wouldn't let me check out.
I'll tell you the most
Uh,
terrifying thing about Target was I hit that place your order button probably 20 times. I'm like, if I just charge $500 to my credit card 20 times, somebody's
Yeah.
about to lose their shit.
Yeah. You know what's so funny is Target sent me an email the next morning that was like, "Hey, I noticed you were looking at Nintendo Switch. Here's some other things you might want to look at." I'm like, "Fuck you.
Yeah, I
I
got
don't
that
like
email
you
too.
anyway. I wasn't gonna. I was only gonna break my boycott of you because you were one of the few places I could actually get through." And then Walmart, for most of the night, on the desktop, I couldn't even get it to recognize me as human.
Yep.
It kept asking me, "Are you a
Jesus.
bot or are you human?" And it made you hold on this button, and I would hold on the button, and then it would just sit there and spin. The app on the bundle kept giving me an error, saying something went wrong, until finally at 1 o'clock, all of us, I think, almost at the same time, figured out if I just buy the regular Switch and not the bundle, I can actually get it in my cart and check out.
Yep. And then I got
Um,
a credit card fraud detection on my
I
phone.
did too. Yeah, yeah. My bank was like, "Hey, somebody's spending $500 at Walmart at 1 in the morning. Is that you?" It's like, "Yes, that's me."
Yeah, that was me. That was me.
Good, or do we need to deploy a friend?
Yeah, exactly. Are you trying to buy the Nintendo Switch, or are you just depressed? But it went through. So I think all three of us, until they decide they're going to cancel them last minute, I think all three of us got Switch 2s.
Well,
So
I saw Wario yesterday say people were getting Switches on Walmart again, so I don't think they're going to
yeah,
cancel ours.
I have a hard time believing that those are going to actually go through.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm wrong.
I have no clue.
But yeah.
So what'd
but
you
yeah,
end up with? Just the system by itself?
Just the
Yeah, I was
system
going to
by
ask. You
itself.
don't get any
Yeah.
games or anything? Oh,
I
so
didn't-
you just
Nope.
got.
I didn't get any
Just the
games because I'm assuming Nintendo will send me some. But I did get a Pro controller in addition to my system.
Yeah, I already have a Pro controller. So I don't know that I'm actually going to buy the Switch 2 Pro controller.
Which would make sense, but Ken is.
I have a lot of
Ken is Ken.
controllers.
Oh, right. I
Yeah,
know.
you got
So
you
he probably got
controllers
full.
for days.
Dude, I've
Fucking
got. I think my
controllers.
dual senses have passed my Xbox controller. I think I have 8 dual senses now.
What are we
the
doing?
Hell.
What the fuck are we doing? Like,
What? They came with systems. Like I've never actually bought a dual sense outside of the PS1 one. That's the only one I bought. The rest of them came with
You know what,
systems or
though?
something.
I ain't even gonna get on here and perp. appreciate the hell out of you for being that way, because I haven't paid for a controller in a while. Because when my controller go bad, I just be like, Ken, my Xbox controller put out, brother. What you got for me? He like, let me check my stash.
Let me pull up the inventory. Let me see what I got.
Oh shit.
I like having backup. Dude, I have a PS5 Pro with a vertical stand in the closet, still in the box. Like, it's never been open.
Absurd.
Man, people send me shit. What do you want me to do?
I mean, nothing. You definitely take it.
Yeah, stick it in the closet.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so other than the aforementioned shopping cart simulator, man, I haven't played much of anything. It's been a really, really, really busy sort of 3-week stretch here for me. So I have played, since I have it on Steam Deck and it's easy to just kind of play an hour at a time. I've played a lot more Kingdom Come Deliverance, the first one, that is. And I've had my issues with the dude that runs Warhorse Studios. But I can't deny that game is freaking awesome.
Yeah, that's where I am.
It's really good. And it I've mentioned it on here before, but it does a great job without being, like a Dark Souls game. It does a great job of making you feel nervous about every combat encounter. Because the combat is tough. And the enemies, if you get attacked by, call it 3 enemies at once, man, there's a high likelihood you're going to die. Because the enemies do not wait and take turns, and come at you one at a time. You're going to have 3 guys all hitting you at once, and you can die real quick. So, but I just love the sort of fun emergent stuff that you can do in that game. There's a wayfaring knight that you can find. He's just kind of wandering around, and when you meet him the first time, he says, I'd like to challenge you to a duel, and you have the option of saying, hey, I'd like to put something on the line here, and you can wager him something, and he'll wager back a set of armor. So the first time I fought him, he's obviously way more heavily armored and has a better weapon than what I had. So he beat me pretty convincingly. And, he puts his sword away and he's like, well fought, good Sir Knight. It's been a pleasure dueling you. And then he starts to walk away. So when he started to walk away, I snuck up behind him and knocked him out and stole all his shit.
Hell yeah.
All his armor, his weapons, everything that he had, I stole.
So you were not an honorable
and made it my
knight.
own. Well, you know what? Early in that game, it is difficult to come up with money and armor and weapons. So I made my way the way I knew how. And so, well, what's funny is because he's an emergent gameplay character, you can run into him again. And I did. And Henry said, hey, haven't we met before? And the guy was like, yes, and I defeated you in the first duel, but I'd be happy to duel you again. And so I'm standing here talking to this guy in all the armor that I stole from him. He is now wearing a full set of the same armor. So we fought again. He beat me again. And I knocked his ass out and stole all his stuff again. Because one way or another, he'll learn his lesson.
You are a poor sport, sir.
But I'm a poor sport with a whole bunch of money and armor, though.
That's true.
I was about to say, in the meantime, I'm going to get rich.
Yep. That's really the only, like, my Henry doesn't break into people's houses and steal it, but if this dude's going to keep challenging me to duels even after I knock him out and steal all his stuff, I mean, again, I figure he got to learn his lesson somehow. So, yeah. But that game is tremendous. It's so much different than really any other of the RPGs of its type, because it's so grounded in reality. This is not a fantasy game, and you're not out there, as a superhero, single-handedly taking
Savior of
on
the world.
armies and,
Yeah.
shooting magic and all that bullshit. You are just a dude. And it does a great job of putting you in the shoes of just being a dude who
Mm-hmm.
kind of gets wrapped up in a conflict that's much bigger than him. And even the way the game starts, this isn't a spoiler because it happens right at the beginning of the game. Your village gets attacked, and normally in a game like this, right, you would valiantly try to fight off the attackers and you know all that stuff. No, the game basically tells you immediately, get on your horse and get on a horse and get the fuck out of here. You are not going to live, so run. And the game does that several times, actually. It puts you in a situation where your instincts tell you, oh, I got to fight all these guys and try to kill them. And what the game is trying to tell you actually is no, that is not what you should do. You should run. You will not beat these guys. You do not have a chance. Run. And it takes a couple times of that happening before it, at least for me, before it sunk in.
Same.
Because
Because I was
I
like,
play
I
a lot
can
of,
do this.
right. I play a lot of games like this, obviously, and most of them, the goal is, kill all the guys and, you know, clear the area. That's not what this game wants you to do. This game will remind you over and over again, at least in the early levels. Now, it's not like that forever. Once you get some better armor, get some equipment, level your Henry up, you do start to get to the point where, um, like lightly armored bandits, uh, don't concern you really, and you can intimidate them even. But even still, if you get attacked by multiple armored enemies at the same time, you're probably going to want to run. Um, the I'm going to make a recommendation if anybody plays this game on PC. There's a console command, and it's kind of complicated, so I would recommend looking it up. There's a console command that you can use to add an aiming reticule when you have the bow. That makes a huge difference because normally you don't get an aiming reticule with the bow, and it's tough. So I recommend using that console command to turn the bow aiming on, and that makes archery much more useful, I think. Um, but yeah, I've played a lot of that game, and I intend to play a lot more of it. I'm playing on Steam Deck. It plays basically perfectly on Steam Deck. I've got it on low settings. I can run up to medium, but I've found that on medium the battery life is so low that it's just much better if I play it on low, and I get much more battery life out of it that way. Um, so that's mostly what I've been playing on is low so that I can, you know, get as much battery life out of it as I can because it's a game that's addictive and I want to keep playing it over and over again. But you run out of battery pretty quick when you're playing that game on Steam Deck. So keeping the settings as low as you can definitely helps with that. But I mean, I paid $5 for this game on a Steam sale with all of the DLC, and I got to tell you, even though it's 7 years old at this point, if you find it on sale, especially if you have a Steam Deck, if you find it on sale, I would definitely recommend picking it up because it is exceptionally good and would have been on my Game of the Year list for sure if I had played it in 2000 if I had played more of it in 2018. I did play it on Xbox in 2018, but I mean that was so long ago, and I barely played any of it at all. So it's definitely recommended, and it makes me really excited to play the second one, actually, because I've heard the second one is even better and even sort of bigger and has a lot more stuff going on. So
yes,
I'm really looking forward to that. I have not played any more Assassin's Creed. I need to get back to that. I did also play the. I just started actually this morning playing the Oblivion remake. It's it's really good. It looks very pretty. I've got a lot more to do before I can give it much of a verdict, but I've enjoyed what I played so far. And yeah, that's really it for me.
All right. I got a couple things that we haven't talked about yet, but not a lot. I spent most of my time playing Clair Obscur once I got into that. But I did check out Forza Horizon 5 on PlayStation 5. That's Forza. It's really good. It definitely, it basically has like the quality mode, but at 60 frames a second. But here's the thing, like, I won't notice that unless I stop driving, and that's kind of detrimental to playing Forza Horizon 5.
Yeah.
So like everything's flying by so fast. Like, yeah, it looks better if I stop and look at it, but I'm not gonna stop and look at it. So.
Yeah, you're not playing that game to stop.
No. Also, it's crazy to me that game is like 4 years old and still feels as good as it does. It's a fantastic game. So, if you don't have an Xbox or a PC and you've somehow never played it, it's definitely worth checking out, which PlayStation owners seem to be doing. We talked about the Days Gone stuff. Yeah, I play a little bit of that. I'm like, yep, that's Days Gone.
Can I interrupt real quick to make a point that I should have made when I was talking about Oblivion? The archery is so much better in the remake than it was in the original.
I don't think I've used it yet in the remake.
Is it? Yeah, I didn't.
It feels just like Skyrim's archery, which was way better than the archery has ever been in the series. So yeah, it's a dramatic improvement.
That's cool.
Anyway, that's it. Sorry.
No, you're good. A couple indie games I checked out that I thought were interesting. Post Trauma is like a old school survival horror game. But like your main character kind of looks like Steve Bannon, which is weird. He's a portly fellow with like long white hair. It's I don't know. If you're into the survival horror games, I think it's pretty cool. Like it definitely starts off with like this cryptic puzzle on a subway where you got to find some symbols that equal numbers to unlock a combination. Like totally, it's got the static camera angles that switch as you move through. Yeah, it's definitely one of those. It's actually pretty good. I did check out that game you reviewed, Terrence, Steel Seed.
Yeah.
You know what that game, like the 100% vibes I got off of that game, that is a game that would have came out during like the PS2 Xbox era, that there's like 20 people that are like, oh my god, do you remember that game? Something like some fucking like Rogue Ops or some shit.
Yep.
Rogue Ops.
Yeah, like one of those games where you mention it and people are like, oh yeah, I remember that. That game was like the most egregious 6 out of 10 I've ever played.
All right, it was something.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was a game. Like, this gives me that when I played it.
I think maybe that's what they were going for. I don't know, because I feel like I said something similar, like even in the review, like it feels like a PS3 360 era type. And I don't know. And then go ahead.
It's just one of those games that like it's there and it does the thing.
Yep.
And that's about it.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah, it's like nothing special about it. You'll play it, and you'll be like, "This is fine." But in a world where you've got like Oblivion Remaster and Clair Obscur and like Assassin's
Exactly.
Creed Shadows, you're like, why the fuck would I play this?
Why am I playing this? Yep. Is
Yeah.
other stuff. Yep. Exactly.
So yeah, I think I played through like the whole tutorial and I was like, yeah, I'll probably never play that ever again.
Yep.
And then it was a big week for me as Season 16 of Overwatch 2 launched and added a lot of shit. So I'll start off with the new hero, who is, of course, showing up in so many competitive games because they just do that. She's an interesting character. She's very high skill ceiling. So like people playing her that don't know how to play her, like kind of sucks because you'll get those people that are really good at it, those people who are really bad at it. But she seems like she's going to be a lot of fun once people start to learn how to play her. They also introduced hero bans, which has been very interesting so far. I have had my character that I play a lot banned in a few games, which always sucks.
So what? Can you explain the concept of a hero ban to me?
Yeah. So I'll just explain to you the way it works in Overwatch. So at the beginning of the match, everybody gets to pick like the hero they want to play, so that their team can see who they want to play. And then it goes to the next round where each team gets to pick 3 characters that they'd like to ban from the match. And what the game does is it weights them. So like your first pick is weighted higher, second pick weighted a little less, and so on. Depending on who everybody picks, it tallies up the total of the points of like, well, 3 people pick this character, so they were picked the most. And then basically what it does is it gives each team 2 characters that they can ban. They won't overlap. They won't like only ban 3. It will always be 4. So then those 4 characters are not playable through the entire game.
Okay, I get it.
That does work different than in like League of Legends, but I guess that makes sense. I mean, League has like 140 fucking characters to choose from. Because like in that, every character, and it only does it in the ranked matches, but every character can pick someone to ban. It works the same. You pick your character that you want to play as, so as to show your team, hey, don't ban this nigga. And then it goes into the ban phase, and every character gets to ban one. So 5 per team gets banned. So 10 total characters get banned.
Oh wow!
But I wonder how it works because I haven't gotten to it in Marvel Rivals. I'll tell y'all.
I'd be curious if it's a similar system. I will tell you that there are a couple characters that are almost always banned in this game, and that speaks volumes for this game. I'm pretty sure every game has banned Sombra. I think I've played 30 games of this season so far, and I probably would guess 28 of them have banned Sombra.
Yep. Her hacking, and then her
if that's your main.
100%, but also at the same time, like, you should probably learn another character.
And I think that's what bans are kind of meant for too. Like, cause it also is going to force those people that are just so skilled with one character to get outside their comfort zone and try to interact with something else. So yeah, I'm never mad when games I know people go on forums and shit and piss about them. I'm never mad at the bans because get that nigga off Spider-Man. Fuck Spider-Man. Like get somebody off Sombra. I hate her ult and then the individual hacking. Oh my god! Like she's
not hard.
Everything.
Yeah, the thing I was explaining this to my wife because she was like, "Why is everybody ban Sombra?" I was like, "Well, like it's not that she's hard to counter. Like sometimes she's not going to kill you. What she does is she makes the game not fun to play.
Yeah,
like
May, it's used to freeze you.
It's like a gnat that you can't get away from. That's just bothering you constantly. It's not really doing anything to you, but it's making your experience less enjoyable. Is how I would describe Sombra. Now that's not true if you got somebody who's like a master Sombra. Then that game is just you lose. Like that's just the way that works.
Yeah.
But most people playing her are not masters, they're just annoying. So but some other like Mercy gets banned a lot, Diva gets banned a lot, like Zarya gets banned a lot.
I can see that.
My character's been banned in a few matches, and It sucks, but I have a pool of people that I can play, so I just play somebody else.
Who's your character?
I play as Moira, mostly.
Okay.
I'm mostly a support player.
Same.
Yeah.
That's why I try to make sure that
I've got
around.
4. I've got at least 4 that I'm very capable with. I have 6 or 7 that I can play decently.
Yeah, I don't know my exact. I have to go back to Overwatch to see, but I usually try to make sure, and this is probably why I end up being never, super good at one person, because I end up trying to be like a jack of all trades, because I try to play these games for the team, unlike selfish ass niggas. Because I was just thinking about this today on Marvel Rivals, because it has I think Overwatch has this as well, where you can rank up your individual characters. So the highest in Rivals is Lord right now, and Squirrel Girl is my main. I'm one rank, I have to do all the stuff to get it away from getting Lord with her. But I've played this game since launch, and there are people that have multiple of their characters at that, and it's because they're dicks who just lock in on that one character and refuse to switch. And it's like, nigga, we ain't got no healers. So this is the comp? Okay, well, let me just be a healer then, so we can actually win. And I hate people that do that, which again is why I think bans are there, because it forces that type of. Anyways, go on. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it also is a detriment at times. I was in a match last night where somebody on my team wanted to pick Sombra. So, and the thing is a lot of times if the team is cool, they won't ban the character you want to play. So
yeah, you get that too. Yeah.
Our team didn't ban Sombra in this match, but the enemy team
did.
Other team
did.
So this person just kept playing basically mystery heroes, where they just keep swapping after every death, and I'm like, this is not.
No. See?
Yeah. It's just
and then you get the ones that pick a character that they know they're not good. They just throw the game for you because they're pissed because their character got banned. And it's like, come on, man.
I'll tell you, I got into one match, and I readied up as Moira, and 3 people on my team banned her. I was like, fuck all of you.
What the hell? Yeah, I hate.
I was like, come on. I was like, you people suck. And she didn't end up getting banned. So the people that voted for me, I was like, you're gonna get a little less healing. But anyway, that's the ban system. Let's talk about Stadium.
Oh yeah.
I don't like Stadium. So Stadium is basically a 7-round match. It's always the same maps because they only have 7 maps. There's only 17 characters because they haven't put all the characters in there yet. It is always best of 7. Once you lock in a character, you cannot swap. It is role specific, so when you queue for a role. You get that role, you stick with that role. I don't like not being able to swap because you can't see what the enemy team is running before you pick your characters, which means if you get countered, the match is kind of against you the entire time. And these matches are not short. They're probably 20 to 30 minutes, depending. I also
Counter-Strike matches.
What's that?
That's like Counter-Strike, but that's because there's so many rounds.
Yeah,
man.
You're going to play at least 4 rounds. So, a lot of the maps are just recycled maps from the main game. I think there's only 1 or 2 new quote-unquote maps. It's a MOBA system where in between each round you have a set number of currency that you can spend to upgrade your character. So I have 2 minds of this. So the abilities, really cool. Being able to modify characters. For example, I play as Moira. You can actually throw more orbs. Oh, we lost Wombat. He's like, Overwatch talk. Fuck this, I'm out.
Hear about Overwatch?
Yeah, Wombat's like, Overwatch is going on. Fuck this, I'm out of here.
I got my Discord just completely crashed and then came back.
No, all Weird. Good. But yeah, the abilities are cool. So modifying your character to do these new abilities is cool. What I don't like is the 50 or 60 other things that you can buy, which are like you get 10% extra armor, you get 10% extra health, you get 10% extra ability damage or whatever, efficiency. Because like there's a 10% one, there's a 20% one, there's a 30% one. Why not? And it's confusing because the screen is so full of like icons, and the description of what the icon does is like small and hidden off to the side. So it like takes you a long time to like discover, okay, this one's 10%, this one's 20%, this one's 30%. What does it do? What does it do? If you have 5 icons that do the same thing, just let me upgrade that one icon. Because otherwise you just got a bunch of visual vomit on the screen that I have to try to sort through in the 60 seconds it gives me to, load out my character. I would also prefer, they do offer like a screen that says like example builds. So like each character has 2 example builds that you can just kind of stay on that screen and buy those powers, which I like, but also let me save like loadouts that I want.
It doesn't let you do that?
No, you can't save a loadout. Like you have to build it every time you play a match.
Damn. Okay.
It's just a lot of visual noise that I think is more confusing than it is helpful. And sure, if I spend, hundreds of hours playing this mode, I would get accustomed to it. But like coming in as a new player for this mode, it's very overwhelming. I also am not a fan of the third-person mode. I still prefer the first-person mode, which thankfully they let you swap back to. One of the things that I love about this mode, though, is the announcer. The announcer is literally like a live commentator, and he's very good. So, like, when you pull off a great, like, ultimate or something, the announcer will get all excited and be like, Reaper is really taking over the game! Like, that is cool. That is cool. But as a game mode right now, I'm not feeling it. Like, really?
The way you said that, by the way, was very rock and roll racing.
Yeah, it feels like that because he's got that very, like, over-the-top voice. It's pretty cool. Like, I wish they would implement that into regular games. Like, that would be super cool. So, yeah, I know a lot of and I was joking with Terrence about this the other day, like, all of my Overwatch streamers that went over to Marvel Rivals have come back to Overwatch because of Stadium and are now making hate videos about Marvel Rivals. I'm like, man, here we go.
You know what's funny is a couple weeks ago we were down in Nashville with some friends of ours, and she has 3 daughters, and they all play Marvel Rivals. And
Nice.
I said, okay, so I don't play either, but I have to know what you guys think. You guys like Marvel Rivals better than Overwatch? And they were all like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, oh, well, I have to make sure I tell Ken this, and then I forgot to tell you.
Oh, that's fine. I know everybody, because it's the newness, it's the hotness, so everybody's like, oh, yeah, it's so much better. And then you got, like, the people go back to Overwatch, oh, it's so much better than Marvel. Like, who the fuck cares? Like, play what you like to play. I don't give a fuck which one's better.
And there was something I saw on Twix about that, and I was like, man, it's totally possible, or I'll be happy with society. Like, you can like a thing without you now coming to dunk on the other thing. You know what I mean? If you prefer Rivals, I prefer Rivals, but I ain't talking shit about Overwatch. Overwatch is a good game. I don't hate Overwatch at all. I mean, I'm on Marvel because I have more love for those characters. If
I
Overwatch, I know you do. With a fiery, burning passion of 10,000 suns. Ryan hates Overwatch.
You know what's funny is I feel like Overwatch is one of the most hated games on the planet, but also one of the most played games on the planet. So it's like, what are we doing?
I think you're right. Either you love it or you hate it. There's no in between with Overwatch.
Well, actually, there is a between. There's I love it and I hate it. There's that one.
Oh, okay. All right.
Ken.
Yeah, those
Ken's been there for like 15 years.
Yeah.
He's just accepted his fate.
Yeah. After like what 2020, I was like, oh, I hate this game. But you know what? I'm just gonna keep playing it for another 5 years because why not?
Right. Why not?
Whatever.
I'm already this far in.
Oh, seems like a healthy thing to do.
Yeah, just stick around.
Like it, would be good for your mental health.
Hey, I hit top 500 this year. I have peaked.
Which is awesome. Congrats to that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always afraid because my profile is public Like when I get in a match and somebody's getting mad at me, if they look at my profile, they're like, "You're top 500?"
You know what and?
Yeah.
You have to do that.
And
Yeah, I don't type much in chat. Although somebody went there last night, he was like calling my DPS like piles of shit. I just typed in the chat. I'm like, wow. That's all I said. I was
Wow.
like, wow.
I do. Yep, I typically, because I do type a chat where people get on there and start being stupid, and it's just usually one word answers or something. Like when they go on there and oh my God, just people in the chats are just, y'all doing too much. Like, it's a game.
They're
it's not a
very angry
full-time
people.
job, nigga.
Like telling me to get off a character. I just spammed the voice line. I'm like, no.
Yep, I love that. Switch.
No.
Like what? Make me. Like what?
I make sure I always have an insulting voice line attached to every character. I know Terrence knows that all too well.
I do, actually. And it was so funny because I swear to God, I thought this nigga just had something for everything. I was like, how the fuck do you have a voice line for every possible situation that fits so well?
I have a lot of time while waiting on cues to pop to customize my voice
that's
lines.
what that was.
I like to have conversations with characters through voice lines, which that game is very good at.
It is, actually, because we dead ass could do that with a couple.
I made Anthony upset because every time we'd play, I just spam Tracer's voice line about pudding.
She wants a pudding.
He'd get so mad, he's like, oh shit, Ken's Tracer. Like, yeah.
I had somebody that would do that with Diva. I'm number one. Oh my God.
I get cocky divas now where they're just like, is this easy mode?
Oh, nice.
Like, God damn it. All right, but yeah, it's a big patch. There's a lot in there. They made some perk changes, which I love perks. I think that's the best thing they've done to that game in probably 5 years. That's a really cool thing.
That is cool.
That's it. I think that's all I played. Let's talk about what's out this week. There's a few games here that I've seen people talk about. We've got Cooking Companions, Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2, Fragpunk, which I swear to God I get 6,000 emails about a week.
I played it on PC. I'm looking forward to the Xbox release. Like I'm gonna play it on Xbox.
Yeah, they keep asking me about it, and I'm just like, isn't that a free-to-play game? Like, what? Why?
Yeah, it is. Like, bruh.
I'm not going to review a free-to-play game. You know why? Because it's free to play.
It's free to play. Yeah.
Yeah. Subway Sim 2, not the restaurant. Towerborn is out this week. It's only game preview? That sucks. I don't like that.
Yes, that's what I was saying. Like this isn't 1.0 for it, but it's way further along than it was last year when it came out on just PC. So like, and I don't think that any of y'all will like really hit it for real. So like, you should check it out for sure.
I mean, I'll play it, but like, I hate this timeline where it's like, well, I could play this game, but it's not done.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
I dislike it too.
Blazing Trail, Kyborg, I think is how you pronounce that.
Yes,
Kyborg.
Reviewing that. We'll talk about it next week.
It's Kiborg. How would you pronounce it? Kyborg?
It's that's how I've been saying it. Kyborg, and Kyborg works. We'll talk about it next week.
Okay. MotoGP 25. I can't believe they're still making those.
Right?
It's crazy to me.
Who's still buying it?
I have a copy of it.
Nice.
Talk about it next week. Maybe. What am I going to say? You lean with your knee to the ground and make a turn. Like, I'm sure it's very good. If they're still making them, people are still buying them. But, like, I feel like that series peaked in MotoGP 06, which was 20 years ago.
I would tend to agree with you.
Boxing Gym Story. Dispel It? I don't know what that is. Peglin, which I think Anthony talked about and Ryan mentioned.
Oh yeah,
in the Discord.
Yep. Anthony turned me on to that. I played it on mobile. It's pretty fun.
I didn't know it was coming to console. That's cool.
Out this week. The Pyroplex. Golf Up, and Spellcaster University. Forza Horizon 5 is coming to PlayStation 5 this week. My Vet Practice in the Zoo. Zone, The Explorer's Legacy. Age of Empires 2 is also coming to PlayStation this week. Man, Xbox is putting out 2 games on PlayStation in the same week. It's kind of funny. Kato, Buttered Cat? What the fuck is a buttered cat?
What are we doing? What is a buttered cat?
What is a buttered cat?
Okay.
That's not even on Switch. That's PlayStation 5. So you know.
I was about to ask, did we already jump the Switch? Like,
that is on the Switch, but I was reading on the PlayStation 5 section.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Kitten lost her box. Now I'm on Switch. Kitten lost her box.
Okay. That and the Buttered Cat Simulator sound like they go together.
Yeah, those are choices.
I don't see any like funny games on the Switch, which makes me sad. We're definitely getting close. Like I got
Kitten lost her box wasn't funny enough for you.
Well, you know what I mean. The horny games.
Yeah.
I hope Kitten lost her box.
Well, listen, I'm not guaranteeing that it's not.
Actually,
I'm not guaranteeing that it's not.
There's a game called 1, 2, 3 or 4, 5, 6.
Oh, the sequel will be 7, 8, 9.
Or 10, 11, 12.
It could be either. No way to know.
Like I got excited. You know, we pre-ordered our Switches this week, and I'm like, man, it's probably like 6 months away. It's like a month away.
Oh yeah.
Which is
it's
awesome.
Very, very soon.
And you know what I'm gonna do as soon as I get it? Play
What?
Tears of the Kingdom.
You would.
Bruh.
Oh, you know it's true. You know it's gonna happen.
Yeah, you know it's true.
Yep, that's exactly where I went.
Well, I mean, I'll play Mario Kart, but what the fuck else is launching with the system? Like, truly.
That's true.
Nothing.
You know what? I watched they had a biopic on Peacock that I was writing some review, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna watch this Girl You Know It's True, Milli Vanilli story. And I had that on. This is wild. I learned some stuff I didn't know about that whole situation. I was like, oh wow, okay.
Should we give the
I didn't
Grammy
realize
back
I wanted.
now?
Huh?
I said, should we give the Grammy back now?
Yeah.
That's the thing I always remember from that.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Oh.
Let's do the news. With the Elder Scrolls 4 remastered out, a lot of people were talking about Skyblivion. And in a cool gesture, Bethesda gave the entire Skyblivion modding team game keys for the remastered version and said they're not going to mess with Skyblivion.
That's nice,
cool.
and that is super cool.
2 new dynamic backgrounds are available for your Xbox, including Oblivion Remastered and Doom: The Dark Ages. I put up the Doom one, and I feel like it's making my Xbox slower.
Really?
I don't know, every time I go into games, like, it stutters for a second now, and it's ever since I swapped to the Doom: The Dark Ages background, I was like, what's going on? Xbox really needs to do something about that My Games and Apps for people who have more than 12 games. Please.
They really, really do.
Yeah,
Because that's been a pain point for a long time.
I don't have enough storage on Xbox to have more than a couple games. So
I have 8 terabytes of available space.
That's a lot. But
that's not all Xbox Series X storage, right? That's
I have
for all your.
I have 3 terabytes of Xbox Series storage.
Gotcha.
And then I have 5 terabytes of like old school game storage.
So you just don't uninstall anything.
I could, but once you get above 150 games, it starts slowing down real bad.
Well, it's because it doesn't expect you to have that much storage.
Well, then they shouldn't allow me to have that much storage.
I'm not even sure they do. I think you've somehow hacked the system.
Man, I could show you notes from the fucking hardware team that's like, we now support up to 10 terabyte storage devices.
Well, I'm I feel grateful
It's a
for
lot of
all the
storage.
billionaires that can afford that much storage on the Xbox.
Oh, so now I'm the
Right.
rich one. All right.
Yeah,
That's a lot
that's
of
right.
storage.
That's right.
That's what tipped you over. All that fucking Xbox storage. Now, yeah, you over there.
I am a millionaire in storage. Well, if you don't want to use storage, your LG TV now has the Xbox app like the Samsung one does, so you could just hook up a Bluetooth controller and play it without no storage. What do you think of that?
Great. I'm sure I'll play that as much as I play it on my Samsung television.
I was gonna say, do you even have an LG TV?
I do
I
have
do.
one downstairs, but it's so old it's not going to get this app.
Yeah, mine doesn't have it. Much like my bald nemesis, who's out here trying to get a fucking free TV. Man, I ain't even gonna go in. I hate that nigga, man. I wish I could try this, but my TV is too old and going hashtag and what you call it when you tag fucking LG.
You at people?
know,
I don't know.
Yes, you at
Yeah.
people. We're gonna at LG so he can get a fucking.
I have two
Yeah,
LG
anyway.
TVs. One of them is too old. One of them would do it, but I didn't.
Did you try it? Oh,
No.
I was curious.
I've tried it on the Samsung TV, and I'm just like, yeah, it works.
Mm.
That's kind of where I leave it. Like, I'm not gonna play my games that way. Are you fucking crazy?
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Like, I honestly can't think of a. Because, I mean, if I'm going on, like, an extended vacation or something, I'll take the fucking Xbox with me. Like, I guess you could just take the controller, but, I mean, if I want to play something, I don't. Oh, my God, on the hotels, fucking Wi-Fi? Nah. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, okay, go ahead, sorry.
Do you want to play Gears of War at 2 frames a second? Well, now you can.
Right! Like, Jesus.
Or at 480p? Maybe 260p
Yeah.
is your jam. I don't know. Oh, PlayStation 5 got an update this week to add audio focus for headsets and bring back the classic PS5 UI items like the PS1 through PS4. What do you call that? The dashboard stuff?
Oh, the themes?
Yeah, the themes are back. Mine is now a PS1 because that is the GOAT.
That's cool.
So, yeah, I don't know why they took them away. That was stupid.
Yeah, I don't either.
We talked about the Paul Rudd commercial last week, didn't we?
Yeah.
They
Him
recreated
redoing
that.
the Super
Okay.
Nintendo one.
Yep. They added Fire Emblem: The Sacred Stones to NSO, as well as Fire Emblem Engage soundtrack to Nintendo Music. Nintendo says they got 2.2 million applications for the Switch 2 pre-order in Japan alone. He also said that they will have supply issues, at least in Japan.
I think everybody expected that.
Nintendo has confirmed that the GameCube controller for the Switch 2 is actually working with games outside the NSO GameCube library. There may be some issues, but it is working. The controller is not compatible, however, with the original Switch. Boy, the landfill is about to be full of Switches, aren't they?
Probably, yes. These are going to be the most Nintendo'd out rats ever. Everybody playing.
Well, they need a
fucking,
break from the
thanks to
VR.
you, they got VR.
Yeah, that's
right.
right.
They
They
got
need a break
VR.
from VR.
Little rat eyes for that
Yeah.
long.
Yeah. So now they about to start playing Resident Evil 4 and Mario Kart. And
How many
shit.
Switches does everybody have? I have 2.
I have 2.
Yeah. I have to. Damn, I have to.
So, like,
Yeah. I've got a regular and an OLED.
I've got an OLED and a regular. I've got the launch system that Nintendo sent me, and I have an OLED. Which is funny that I have an OLED Switch and I don't ever take it out of the...
And it never leaves the dock.
Nope.
Yeah, it's kind of like your OLED Steam Deck.
Yeah. It's been in the dock for like 6... Except for when Terrence the other day asked me to make sure that something would work on it, and I did.
Wow.
What?
Just a that whole
Waste.
like right, like golly, this guy.
Nintendo, but the My Nintendo store also says that release date delivery is no longer guaranteed for consoles.
Yep.
Oh.
I wish I could say I was surprised by that, but I'm not really.
Nintendo has confirmed the price of the upgrades for Switch 1 games, which, fuck you, come on. What are we doing? The Zelda games are $9.99. Kirby and Mario Party are $19.99.
Did they confirm that all of them are included if you have
NSO.
NSO
I think it's just Zelda.
or just Zelda.
I think it's just the $10 ones, not the $20 ones.
Kirby's the only one. Well, I mean, I'll play the Zelda ones just to check them out, but Kirby's the one that I really want.
Yeah, I don't think that's included, but I guess we'll find out soon.
Yep.
Square Enix, Taito, and Capcom have committed to archiving past game development materials. These materials are important for accurately documenting the history of Japanese video games. Sorry, it's Square Enix, Sega, Taito, and Capcom. One of those doesn't belong. Like, what does Taito do now?
Right.
Not much now, but
Monster Hunter Wilds Festival of Accord Blossom Dance Spring Seasonal Event runs April 23rd through May 7th. There are previews coming for Death Stranding 2 on the beach, as everybody on Twitter posted their picture with Kojima as they were in Japan, including Geoff. He was out there.
at some point, people are going to stop trusting previews at all.
You think?
We're not there yet, but at some point.
Remember when
People
Xbox
are
flew all the people out for
smarten up.
Redfall?
Jesus Christ.
Oh man.
Just listen. You are if you have trust in previews at this point, this is specifically for you. They are not going to say bad shit about a game that they got flown out to play at the developer's place.
Really?
It's not going to happen.
And got to take like promotional photos with Hideo Kojima, who people worship on Twitter.
Right. And then they're going to turn around and be like, actually, I felt like the game sucked shit.
I don't think people are
it's
going
not
to be...
happen.
I don't think Death Stranding 2 is going to suck, but yeah, that's totally... Like, Xbox used to like cater to all these people, like fly them out and play this game, and they all come back and be like, you're going to be surprised when this game comes out. And I'm like, I'm not surprised. It sucks.
Yeah. Like they did with Redfall.
Yeah, well, that's like, we mentioned Redfall earlier.
No, I know. I can still hear you.
So much potential.
Yeah. You fucking liars.
Yeah, when you start seeing stuff come out of previews, like the game has so much potential, or if they land this, it's going to be legendary, or you know, there's a certain segment of the population that will absolutely love this game. Like that's just death.
Yep.
Oh, you flew me out to Las Vegas to fly an airplane. Microsoft Flight Simulator is going to be awesome.
It's going to be great.
Like, I cannot wait. Like you said, till we stop trusting these previews. Like no one's going to say anything bad.
They're like on video wearing a Microsoft Flight Simulator polo shirt.
Yeah, fucking Paris.
This game's going to be legendary. You don't even know.
You don't even know.
And then the game comes out and it's like got that fucking error person in a full red suit.
It's got like it's the hardest 6.5 you've ever played.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, goodness. So funny. I think we should just stop trusting influencers, period. That's just my opinion.
Yes. Yeah, that's what should happen.
They're called influencers for a reason.
Yeah, I was like, the name's right there. It's hiding in plain sight.
It's right there. They're trying to tell you something.
Yeah. Hashtag ad. Maybe don't listen to it.
Right.
Right.
Like, you sit at home and like when the Clorox commercial comes on, do you run your ass out and buy some bleach? Like,
right?
Tara's just like, I do.
Hell no, I don't. No, I'm saying preach, brother. I was gonna let you keep cooking because y'all right now was preparing a feast.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you though. Like when I'm watching football and a pizza commercial comes on, I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
I feel you. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Man, the pizza sounds good right about now. Oh, what else we got? Onimusha Warlords Remastered is getting a free Hell Mode update. To that I say hell no.
Yeah.
I'm too old for Hell Mode.
I appreciate that they do stuff like that for people who enjoy their games being harder. But most games are hard enough for me.
Yeah.
Facts.
Assassin's Creed Shadows has been rated for Nintendo Switch 2. I think there's going to be a lot of shit on Switch 2 this year.
I think so too.
Like, if you're not porting your game to Switch 2, what the fuck are you doing? Like that. Diablo 4 roadmap announced. The Berserk crossover takes place May 6th to June 3rd. That's another game
Weird
like a lot of us were playing that
Weird.
people stopped talking about.
Oh yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I bailed on Diablo 4 after I finished the story. So
It seems like the upcoming Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 plus 4 still has some form of the original career mode for the fourth game. I guess they were teasing that out on Twitter this week.
well, I hope so, because it'd be kind of silly for them to have taken that away.
Yeah, I think it's more of like a logistics thing of like wasn't it like an open world kind of thing or something?
Yeah. Well, yeah, kind of.
What else we got here? Mafia: The Old Country gameplay trailer set for May 8th.
That's another set of games that I need to play. I played the original Mafia back when it very first came out, but not all of it, and I haven't played any of the sequels. So,
Oh man,
I now own all of them on PC because they were given away on various
It's kind
platforms.
of crazy how different all three games are.
I was going to say that. Yeah, all three of them are different.
I
And I
remember.
think this one is going to be played more like the first one, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
they kind of
I
said it's
remember
harkening
that-
back to the original.
I remember the driving in the original being pretty bad, but I think they fixed that
In the
yes.
remaster, yes, they
in the
did.
remaster. Yeah.
The second game was of that era where like the collectibles were vintage Playboys. If you remember that era of
Yep.
gaming,
Oh, that's funny.
yeah.
The third one has that too. You
Oh,
can get
that's right, it does.
vintage
Yeah,
Playboys.
but it's like
Yep.
the '70s ones because it's
70s,
around
yep.
Vietnam when that one takes place, right?
Mm-hmm.
According to Insider Gaming, an unannounced Blade Runner game, which was in development at Supermassive, has been canceled.
I shed a little tear when I had read that, and I was like, "Oh man, I bet that would have been awesome." I love Blade Runner.
What else we got here? Ubisoft gives an update on the offline mode for the Crew 2 and the Crew Motorfest. I guess they're gonna do it. And then EA confirmed that the upcoming Skate reboot will not be playable offline.
There it is.
Like what? Why you gotta be online to play a skateboarding game?
Because it's going to be a live service game, so they can keep drip feeding you shit to buy.
Who? Like, I appreciate that Skate is like a cult classic, but this is like a 500,000 copy seller at best.
Yeah.
Like, are you expecting a lot of whales in that 500,000 people?
Yes.
Yes. A lot of people that are nostalgic for, like
Okay.
I don't see it though.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right, we got some weird movie news here. Paramount is reportedly considering Sonic spin-off films, which, I mean, strike it while it's hot, I guess.
Yeah.
There's an Outrun live-action movie in the works from Michael Bay, who is set to direct it, and Sydney
What?
Sweeney will produce the movie.
Why?
I still don't know, and I think I might have put this on Twix. Like, I see that woman's name a lot, and I
I'm
don't
about to
know
say
what
it
the
again.
fuck she's famous for.
I'm about to say it
Okay.
again. She's also starring in the Split Fiction movie. And I'll tell you what she's famous
Okay.
for, Terrence. There
Okay.
are two of them, and they're in your face.
There are two of them,
She
and they're in. Oh, okay. All right.
she's an actress.
Okay.
I like Wombat's like 3-year-old response, like, she's an
I like that.
actress.
Yeah, that was
She
good.
is.
He was using finger quotes when he said actress.
Okay.
I've
Well-
never actually seen her in anything. So
I haven't
have no
either.
idea
Me
how good
either.
she is
I
as
haven't
an
either.
actress.
The only movie I know she was in was the Madam Web, and I didn't watch
Yeah, I ain't
that.
watching that shit. I ain't
The
watching. I ain't even
only-
watching that. Ironically.
The only thing I have ever seen her act in are the Dr. Squatch commercials that I get on YouTube.
I don't. Oh, I
I
have
didn't even know
premium,
she was in
so I
those.
don't have commercials.
All right.
I have
I-
premium
I
YouTube.
actually have that too. Do I qualify as being rich now? Because I have
Yeah,
YouTube Premium.
yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Yes.
This is coming from the motherfucker that has fucking special grass.
It's ornamental grass.
It's ornamental
That's
grass.
special. That's special grass.
Look, when he said, chat, listen to me, listen.
No,
we have a Discord. Y'all
back
know we
up,
have that.
back up.
Yes, we're doing the chat.
We're not
thing.
saying chat. You shut the fuck up and stop living in the internet world. You are not an influencer. It is not chat. You will not say
we have
chat.
A Discord.
No.
And this man, that's awesome. Yeah, I had to go and change my ornamental grass. I had dead ass never heard of ornamental. I'm like, what kind of rich ass shit is that? What is the ornamental grass? But then he showed it to me. I always thought those were bushes. It's very pretty. It's very pretty.
All you gotta
but
do is show
like
your white person card, and they give you ornamental grass.
Right. They're like,
it comes with being a white person.
Yeah.
I got you.
It's included in the white survival kit. You didn't know about
it's in the package.
Awesome.
When you're born, they present you with a pack of plain saltines and some ornamental grass seeds.
Yeah, this checks out. I got the same package. I just didn't plant the ornamental grass.
Salty.
I will tell you, I had saltines before the podcast because my stomach's upset. But
Oh, hey, those are perfect for that. Oh man. Oh shit. Okay, I'm good. That was funny as hell.
Oh, what else we got here?
Oh.
Numbers. Oblivion Remastered surpassed 190,000 people on Steam. Claire Obscure passed 100,000 people on Steam.
I saw this morning they saying they sold 1 million copies.
Yeah.
On Twix, which is awesome.
But Game Pass galvanized the sales. What are you talking about?
Right. And they said specifically this is not including the Game Pass, numbers. So
Resident Evil 4 Remake has now crossed 10 million copies. 10 million.
That's a lot of copies.
10 million.
Release dates. Bases Loaded and Super Bases Loaded collection from Jaleco is now out on PC. You didn't grow up in the era, you don't know about the Jaleco logo. Jaleco.
I enjoyed the Bases Loaded games.
Yes, those were very fun. FBC Firebreak got a release date June 17th.
Excited for that. Yeah, that game looks like it's going to be fun.
What the fuck is this game? There's a game here. I'm going to read the title. Because this jumped out at me. This game is called, listen up, we tried to make those games even more extreme. Some things have to be learned the hard way.
Oh, okay.
It's the name of the game.
All right.
Ghosts of Yotei got a release date October 2nd. That was just like a Twitter drop, which is crazy. What is PlayStation doing?
Well, I mean, they probably think they've got... I don't think GTA is going to come out until November. So I think they probably think they've got a runway there before GTA where they can get it in. Because otherwise, GTA is going to dominate the conversation after that.
Do you want to hear something crazy about that release date?
What?
It comes a week after another first-party Sony release.
Yeah, that kind of stuff is goofy. Which first-party Sony release?
Marathon.
Oh, yeah, well, that's fucking...
Well,
nobody's buying that.
Well, I mean, yeah,
I like that response. Yeah, nobody's buying that.
Nobody's buying Marathon. Come on.
Oh, shit.
I expected you to say a game that people were actually going to buy.
Well,
I actually thought it was going to be 2. I didn't think it was going to be Marathon.
But I don't understand Sony's, mental, why do they put games out at weird times? Why do you launch Horizon right before Zelda?
Yeah.
Why do you launch Horizon Zero Dawn right before, what was it, Elden Ring? Was that the one? Or was it a Dark Souls game? I don't remember. It was another game that was huge.
Yeah.
And now you're putting out Ghost of Yotei, which is your biggest game of 2025, a week after you put out a game that a lot of people are like, I don't think I want to pay $40 for another PlayStation online shooter game.
The only thing I'll say in defense of Marathon is that it's not just any online shooter game. It's a Bungie online shooter game.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's going to play well. But nobody's going to buy that game.
I'm not buying that game. I know that.
No. It'll be like Concord, unfortunately.
I think
but it'll be
get
better
more
than
life
Concord. Yeah, because it's Bungie.
Yeah, I think they're going to pull some Destiny players. But
I can see that.
Yeah.
With 3 maps? You really think so?
Is that all that's on there?
Yeah, it only has 3 maps.
I saw some of the gameplay because some of the people were playing alpha, and I mean, it looked like Destiny. Honestly, like the shooting wise, it also appears to be a bit of a hero shooter too, because each of the characters or drone runners, I don't know what the fuck they're called, they all have different abilities and stuff. So
I feel like we'll talk about Marathon for like a week, and then we'll talk about it like in 6 months after it comes out of like, ooh, it has like 12 concurrents.
Yep, basically.
There's a game launching May 22nd just called Grandma, No!
All right.
That's the name of the game.
I'm not mad at
that. We also got release dates for games that let you know 2025 is definitely in full swing. Madden launches August 14th, and EA College Football launches July 10th.
They're making college football a yearly release.
Yep. It's also worth noting.
What? So can I ask why? Because hold on. Does college football have actual players now in the roster?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. All right. That's right. I forgot they solved that.
Madden and college football are only this gen consoles.
Yeah, not really much of a surprise there. I mean, we're well past time to let these older consoles go, but
I mean, Madden,
there's still a lot of them out there. So
Madden usually sticks around on old consoles for up to like 10 years.
Oh yeah, they definitely. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe they feel like they have. Maybe they feel like the new game's going to be held back if they don't.
Sorry, I had to chuckle at that because it's been the same fucking game for like 5 years. Sports games.
Yeah, I don't play Madden, so.
Yeah. Fast Fusion made headlines this week because it's launching on Switch 2 at $14.99.
What is Fast Fusion?
I think it's like a Wipeout style racing game.
No, okay.
Oh, okay.
Breath of Fire 4 is available on GOG. That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
I
saw that, yeah.
Let me see if there's any other news that's happened since this, because that's just what we had there. I thought I saw something else. And we talked about Clair Obscur hitting 1 million copies. Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered surpassed 4 million players.
Man.
That is great.
Again, I hope that it gets a whole bunch of players because I want them to remake Morrowind, even if it takes forever. And as we discussed in the Discord, it would be the perfect thing to release in 2027 if they could get it done by then, because that's the 25-year anniversary.
I think that's doable.
Especially if they've already, started on it.
Yeah, which I'm sure they have.
They've got the engine built now, so.
All right. We have emails. This first one comes from Jeremy. He says, "Hey guys, I'm unsubscribing from the podcast for a while.
Okay.
I wish no ill will and really enjoy the podcast, but listening to episodes trying to skip through political opinions about the president the last couple weeks just left me irritated."
Well, that's fine.
I know the tariff stuff. Go ahead.
I was just going to say we appreciate folks who listen, and if you need to step away, step away.
Yep. That's true of everybody on both sides. It just happens. He says, "I know the tariff stuff has come into the discussion with its effect on gaming, but it's tiring to listen to it when it just turns into a bash session. I know it's your podcast and all, and absolutely say what you want. I just don't want to listen anymore. I'll check back with y'all in a couple years. Much love and good luck."
Yeah, I mean the opinions aren't going to change, but you're welcome to check back in a couple years.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah,
not to have an opinion about some things that affect you. Just
Or
is.
people that you care about.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. We got an email from Peter, your buddy Peter. He
Yep.
says, "Hey guys, been playing Battletoads for the Game Boy. This dude's always playing some like wacky shit. That's just awesome.
Well,
I thought it was
he's
gonna
got
say
a
the new
little he's got a little machine.
Yeah, the little handheld he's in
that
it.
he
Yeah.
plays stuff. Yeah.
He says, I'm surprised how well I remember the game after 25 plus years. By the time you read this, I hope I've been able to secure a Switch too. I hope you did too. I hope everybody who wanted one got one.
Last conversation I had with him, he had not.
Oh, damn.
Oh man.
Hopefully he finds a way.
Yeah. I think there's going to be another round of these. Like, I know, like Jay was talking about the other day, he was worried about cancellations. I think there's going to be another round of pre-orders before launch. I think probably towards like middle to end of May. So hopefully you can get one then.
Yeah, I think he said that his brother got two, so he's might be able to score one of those off his brother.
Oh,
assuming
nice.
They both go through.
He says, I feel like my whole gaming life has been leading up to this moment. I have an opportunity to do the thing I love, play video games with my wife and kids. I can't wait. Good luck with your pre-orders. That has an asterisk next to it, which down at the bottom says, to the 2 rich white guys who can afford it.
Yeah.
He says, I'm glad you guys brought up the issue of physical games taking up space. I'm planning to go all digital as much as possible for this reason. I'm also considering resubscribing to GameFly. How much is GameFly now?
Oh man, I don't know.
Look at that.
I've
The last
been
time it was
off
like $19.99 a month.
Yeah, I've been off GameFly for a while.
I think it's probably still $19.99 a month, I'd assume. Somebody
That's not
looking it
bad,
up?
then.
Or do I need to
Yeah,
look
I'm
it
I
up?
looking
can. Here, I'll look it
No,
up.
I'm looking at.
All right, Terrence has got it.
All
Yep, I
right.
got it. It is. If it wants to, Lord.
This is some good radio right here. I'm going to tell you about it.
I know, right? $17.95 a month.
Oh, wow. It's
So it only-
cheaper than I thought it would
Yeah,
be.
see, that's not bad.
Yeah, and then they have different levels. So that's like one game out a month or at a time.
Right.
Then you can do 2 at a time, which is $25.95 a month. And then they have one where you can do. Oh, they have you could do one rental, but it's certain titles, and it's like a budget thing for $10.95. So yeah, they have like different like tiers.
Huh.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
they got movies
17
too. Wow.
Say $18 a month isn't terrible, considering games are more expensive now.
Yeah.
Like what you just said they do movies too, which like sparked something in my brain of like, why would I rent a DVD when I could just rent it online for like the same price, right?
Right.
Why don't they do that with video games?
That's a great question.
Exactly.
Like give like a 2-hour trial of a game for like $5 or something. Like I feel like that's like an untapped potential of money. I
Yep.
don't know. He says, Terrence, you're a real one for the Shart story. You had me rolling. I also have a story. He doesn't tell the story, by the way. He says, take care, and as we say in my family, farts, or I guess sharts in this case, equal hearts. That's funny. Oh, what the fuck is this? This next email comes from Antonio. He says, another week, another zero tolerance for gooning domain podcast. What the fuck? Well, I missed out when the initial pre-orders went live because I fell asleep.
Oh, yeah.
Luckily, Walmart dropped a bunch more around 1 a.m. on Saturday, and I was able to pre-order the bundle. The only other thing I ordered was the Pro Controller. Other than that, I bought Oblivion. It's the first Elder Scrolls game I will seriously try to play. I own Skyrim, but every time I've thought about playing it, I've gotten distracted. I've just entered the sewers after the king was killed. I've already got 1 million gold coins in my pocket. It's not a glitch, it's a feature.
Nice.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing either, but
Now I want to go back to the
Interesting.
sewers. I need some coinage. All right. We got a few tweets and skeets, then we'll be done for the day. Blue Apple says, Do you think gamers nowadays are spoiled? I remember in the Atari, MSX, and Famicom days, you only got 1 or 2 games per year. You played more games by swapping games with your friends or relatives. Gamers now have infinite options with free-to-play games, subs, and emulators. I mean, yeah? Like,
I think they spoiled. Absolutely.
I mean, as much as they complain online, they're definitely spoiled.
Yeah. Well, I think too, just that we've talked about on here before, like the rise of games within a game, platforms like Roblox.
Yeah.
Helps with that too, because there's a million different games you can play for free today, including Roblox remakes of a lot of popular games.
That is true.
So, yeah, I mean, spoiled to me has a sort of a negative connotation. I think things getting better is good. So I think it's great that kids who may not otherwise be able to afford to play a whole bunch of games have a platform like Roblox that they can mess around on.
Let's also be fair, though. Kids don't play more than one game.
I don't think that's true.
My kid only plays one game. It's crazy to me.
Yeah,
and mine play hella stuff.
My son and his friends bounce between games. They do play a lot of Roblox, but they play different games on Roblox.
Same. Yeah, mine do too.
Well, that's what I meant, is he only plays that one game. I'm sure he plays other shit in it.
I see what you mean. Yeah, I do think probably that's I think that's probably pretty common, is kids who only play Roblox, right?
Or Fortnite, or
Fortnite, or Minecraft.
Like, it's crazy because, like, my son has access to, like, I think my Xbox library is now like 6,300 games. He plays Roblox.
See, that's how I used to feel when because like now my stuff is shared with Amanda, but when it was with my son, like I'm like, I got all this stuff and you playing Fortnite, nigga, what? Back when it was like hot, because my son's.
I mean, I joke and say that, but like I play the same 3 games every week.
Right.
Oh yeah, I mean, and plus, I don't care for real, but yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, like my son plays a lot of, obviously he plays Roblox, he plays Minecraft, he plays a lot of Souls games and stuff like that.
I may be out of touch, but this next question I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Your thoughts on the Gargura situation?
What?
I don't
spell it.
Gawrgura.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
Oh, Wombat's headset died.
Yep. It'd be like that. I had to I plugged mine in this morning to make sure it didn't die. I was like, oh shoot, I forgot about that. Spell it one more time. I'm about to Google it.
Gawrgura. Hopefully that's spelled correctly in the scheme.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know nothing about this. This might be Anthony or Jay question. This is a YouTuber, that's a virtual YouTuber that uses the avatar, like the little Asian.
Oh, this explains the next question then. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Next question. So we don't have any thoughts on that because I don't even know who the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Do you follow any VTubers, since ZTGD is the oldest and longest running gaming podcast? Ever thought about contingency plans in case of your demise? If you transition to VTubing, what virtual avatar will each of you adopt?
Oh wow. Okay. So I don't know. I will say I didn't realize that had like a specific name.
Well, VTuber?
Yeah, I didn't know that's what that meant. Because I've seen like people with streams and stuff that have like the little character onto the side. I always thought that was cool. I was like, damn.
They always usually very annoying. Like, ha ha ha, look at what I did.
That is, yes, and they're very what is it, weeboo or whatever the word? Because they're very Asian, and it's
They're
like it's very,
weeaboo. Yeah. Like I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Okay, all right, like yeah, it's very that type of shit. Like, but I thought it was kind of cool. Honestly, if I did that, because I thought about it, but I don't even know where to start. Mine would be a Starfleet officer. Like it would be like me. It would be like a bald black guy with a goatee wearing a fucking Star Trek captain's uniform. That would be my my little avatar.
According to everybody who listens to the show, mine would be like a 3-foot tall troll with just like the most angry like aura going on about him, and just screaming Shenmue sucks every other 20 minutes.
That's wild. That's how they see. Because I don't really get that from you. Like you have a very strong opinion. Like I feel like I am probably more open to try like stuff than like you are. Because you'd be like no, and like that no ain't gonna change to yes. Like if I say no, I probably will give it a try. You know what I mean? But if you say no, fuck it. It ain't never gonna be.
That shit's deleted, and I will never boot it up again.
Right. So that's funny. That's how they.
And yes, I would yell Shenmue sucks constantly. Like I would program that into my little virtual avatar.
Fucking Shenmue always catching strays on this show.
I mean, it's earned every one of them.
God dang it.
I did ask in the tweet if anybody got Switch pre-orders, and our good friend Mike Footer said yes, he got 2. He's hoping to get another one. Right. Mike, what are you doing? You're stealing Switches from people.
Right. Some of us don't have one. I don't even.
You didn't even try to get one though. That's on you.
No, I did not. Yeah, I'm cool. Like I said, I forgot about it. Woke up to all the messages. I was like, "What the? Are they okay?"
I mean, we were okay when we finally got. We were about to quit. Like we were getting close to like, well, it ain't happening. And then Jay was like, "Oh, if you just go back to Walmart and click pre-order, it works." And then we all did it, and it was like, "Yep, that worked."
Nice. Yeah, I'm glad y'all all got one because I know y'all all, really wanted it. So that is cool.
The last tweet comes from Shogun, who says, "So what was all the complaining about if gamers were just going to buy it anyway? It always ends this way. Gamers cry, but fall in line like good consumers. I don't want to hear anything about $90 next." Hey, to be fair, I didn't buy Mario Kart. I never thought the price of the system was that bad. Like, it's a little pricey. Yeah. I expected $400, but I get it because of the, the climate shit's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't paying $80 for Mario Kart. Like
that's really like my problem with it is just the price of the games. Electronics, and I may have said this on here before. That's my toys at this point. It always has been. Honestly, like that's been my thing. Like every girlfriend and. When I was married to my ex-wife and my current wife,
I thought you were going to tell me that your girlfriends were technology or electronics.
Hell no. Listen, even though I know a guy who brags about the fact, and I'm not going to go into it, but he brags about the fact that he cashed out like fucking $5,000 on one of those dolls, and he fucking talks about it all the time. Yes, and I'm like, bro, you are so weird. Wait, what?
He cashed out $5,000, or he spent $5,000 on it?
Oh, he spent. Yeah, that's what I meant.
I thought you meant like he turned around and flipped it. I was like, God damn, who buys a used doll? Like,
yeah, that's gross. Like, you gonna get an STD from vinyl? That's not a good look. Like, no, he spent $5,000 on them dolls. That's just absolutely bonkers to me. But no, my thing is technology is my, kind of like my weakness. Like some people collect cars and spend money on that. Like I'll cash out on a TV, a TV being 65 inches or what I want. Oh, it's $3,000. Okay. That's what I want. I'm going to get it. So the console price I was cool with as long as it had the stuff, that I, was wanted and was looking for from it. But with the upcharge, they looking for the games and like, there's no like must play title. Like there's stuff that looks cool, but nothing like, you know what I mean?
I mean, there's only one game.
I'm gonna wait. Yeah, really? That's it.
Like Mario Kart is the launch game. And to be fair, like I can't bring myself to pay $80 for it. I'll probably get it because they'll send me a code for it or something. But like, man, $80 is a lot of money for games.
Yeah, it's weird that Donkey Kong did. Like, I don't understand why.
Because Mario Kart will sell.
Right. I mean, it will. Absolutely, it will. But yeah, I don't know. It's just real light. But yeah, I'm sure I'll end up getting one at some point, but it won't be. It won't be this year. It will be after, unless somebody gifts me one or some crazy like that. But no, it'll be after Pokemon comes out for sure, because I am going to want to play the new Pokemon game.
I got to figure out what I'm going to do with all these fucking consoles. So I guess I need to store them up somewhere, because, like, I'm going to have 2 Switches. Like, what am I going to do with them?
Either that or a yard sale. I mean, or you could just put them on display, like, since you have like the different generations. So for your like man cave, as you're talking about setting up when you move, like you could just put them on, build like shelves and kind of display them. Like that'd be kind of neat, actually.
You mean one of them glass cases or something?
Well, not even necessarily that. I mean, you can if you won't do it like that, but I was just thinking more like a wall of like shelves of like all the generations of consoles, like you can like stair step it or something cool. I'm sure whatever, but that just something to do with them. If you don't want to sell them, that way you're
I'm
not in a
I'm
box.
not going to sell them. Like I've got, Jesus Christ, I've got so many of them in the garage. Just like
that's what I'm saying. That way, that's not in a box. So you just because then you could put all the cables and shit in the box, but you just put like one controller and like the console and display it kind of proudly. That'd be kind of dope.
Yeah, I could do that. And prominently display my 3DO.
Yeah, hell yeah.
My Atari
like
Jaguar.
Hell yeah. Like that shit is, yeah.
The 32X goes at the top of the mountain.
Okay, now you're doing a lot. But
and all 40 games that came out for it.
Jesus. You know what? Talking about man cat, like I want when I think when we get our next house, I'm gonna do actually look for a spot to make sure that I can do a man cave thing. But I saw a video online of somebody that did like the sliding doors on Star Trek, and I so want to do that to my man cave. Like he approaches them and it's like grocery store stuff. Obviously, just the doors open, and he even has like a speaker that makes the sound effect and shit. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
I've got an MK2 arcade machine that I definitely want to put up in the mix because I don't have room for it right now.
Yep, I have stuff like that. This is in boxes that I don't have room for that I would love to. An arcade machine and that's actually one of the reasons why I've never bought any of them, because I don't have room for them. Because I want the Marvel vs. Capcom one, and there was another one. I can't remember what the other one was now, but yeah, the Simpsons one. I want the Simpsons one.
Yeah. It's crazy that game is not playable anywhere.
Right? Like and it's back when Xbox Arcade was a thing. I remember that was always the one that me and my like friends in the circle was like, oh yeah, we're gonna get that. They're gonna drop that Simpsons game at some point, y'all. We're gonna get that X-Men game from the arcade. Well,
they put them out, but they delisted them within a year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and now you can't
you can't buy them anymore.
That on the stuff, right?
And it sucks because like, how do we not have those games available to like buy somewhere?
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's just like free money.
You just have to spend it on that expensive ass arcade machine. But yeah, it should just be digital, at this point.
I mean, Marvel Capcom came back, so maybe someday.
Right. There's hope.
Anyway, that's it for this week. If you want to tweet or skeet at us, it's at ZTGD. Is it radio or podcast? I never fucking remember. I'm not even being facetious. Like I say, it's ZTGD Radio. That's what it is.
Is it? Oh,
yeah.
Damn,
I thought it was podcast too.
I could have sworn I'd be tagging as podcast. So who the hell do I be tagging?
Is that an account that exists?
Hold on, I'm about to look.
There's no way that exists.
Yeah, you have one ZTGD podcast.
What? Did we lose? Yeah, we lost that account. That's what it was.
Oh, I still tagged that one. Okay,
and I couldn't get like the password thing wouldn't work anymore. So like the way Drew lost his account.
Got you.
Like if you look at the last tweet that was made on that account, it was in
2023.
Yeah, 2023.
Let me okay. Yep, because I still be tagging that one. All right, yeah.
That's
okay.
Hilarious. I forgot that account got lost. That's fucking hilarious. But on Blue Sky, it's definitely ZTGD Radio.
Yes.
And you can also send emails to podcasts at ztgd.com. That's it. I was trying to think if there's anything big happening this week, but I don't think there is.
I don't think there is either.
We're going into May. We're almost halfway through 2025.
Which is crazy.
That is fucking
PAX
crazy.
is coming up. Is that this weekend?
Oh, PAX?
The PAX Fest? Yeah.
Yeah, I got an email about PAX yesterday. So, yeah, I think it's coming up soon.
Okay. I want to go one year to
I've
the
been to
PAX East.
one.
I almost went. Was it cool? I'm sure it smelled.
It's cool. It's cool. I actually met Jeff Gersman at that one when I went. It was in Boston.
Oh, nice.
What did I play at that? I'm trying to think. Like, the events, I always base them on the games that I played when I went. And that PAX was when Duke Nukem Forever was actually coming out on the 360. I played it there. That was the first time I'd ever played it. That was the big game for the time that was on its way out. So 360 was the last time. The last E3 I went to was when the PS2 was first debuted as that big ass computer running the Gran Turismo demo.
That's crazy.
That's the last time I went to E3. The first time I went to E3 was Dreamcast year, which was in '99.
I would have loved to go to an E3. That's why I'm gonna try to go to PAX at least one year because I figure that would be the closest I get to experience.
You going to Boston one or because they got like three of them, don't they?
Yeah, because there's the one in Boston, the one that's in Portland, and then I think they have one in Australia.
I thought they had one down south, like in
actually,
Texas
yeah, I
or
think
something.
they have a south one. Yeah, I think
it's called
there is
PAX
one
South, right?
Yep. But yeah, I'm gonna go to the Boston one.
Okay, that's the one I went to.
Here, I was going to go. I can't remember what the big game was, but I know I was working at Macy's at the time. I had bought the tickets, and me and Amanda had like just started dating, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna take her because she, plays games." And she was talking about Universal Studios and shit because she's a huge Harry Potter fan. And I ended up changing the tickets, and then we went to Universal Studios instead. Like I was all set to go to PAX that year, and we ended up going. I went to something. Took her out basically. So
yeah, I went to PAX.
Make her pay for me to go to PAX.
My wife's sister lives in Massachusetts, and we went out there for a family trip. My son was 2 when I went, and her sister's husband dropped me off in Boston, and then I went to the show, and then he picked me up after it was over.
That's dope.
Yeah,
you already had a place to stay because if I go up there, I'm going to get a hotel and everything.
Oh yeah, no, I had living accommodation, so I didn't even have to pay for a hotel. I just had to show up. Oh no, that wasn't the big game that I saw at that PAX. You know what the big game I saw at that PAX was? Mortal Kombat 9.
Oh, I know you was geeking.
Dude, I had a private meeting with the developer, and I played with him. Like, I got the line for that game was like...
I'm sure.
Was like an hour and a half, and they literally just walked me up and put me in front of everybody.
That's awesome.
And I got to play with one of the... Yeah, I got to play with one of the team members, and we played like 4 rounds, and I was asking him questions and shit. It was pretty rad.
I got you.
But yeah, I was trying not to geek out because I was like, man, I've waited my whole life for this game. It's beautiful. Oh, goddamn. They're good memories, but I am cool only doing it like one time.
Yeah, so I don't think that I would go multiple years in a row, but it's just, like I said, like at this point in my life, I want to experience different stuff. Like we took the kids to Disneyland. I don't think I'll ever go back. Yeah. So this is like we experienced it. So like I would like to go to PAX to a video game thing just to experience it. But yeah, I wouldn't be I want to go to Comic-Con, or New York Comic-Con. I want to go to one of those once just to experience it. I don't need to go every single year. Just the one time is enough.
When John was in town, we went to the Cincinnati Comic-Con.
I did that. I went there.
I about punched one lady because, like, I'm a big Supernatural guy, and they had a baby replica there, the car, and I was going to take a picture of the car for Drew, like just like, hey, check this out, and she's like, well, you can't take a picture because first I was going to take a picture of me in front of it. She's like, no, you can't do that. I was like, well, I'll just take a picture of it, and she's like, no, you can't do that either. I was like,
what the fuck is it here for?
You got to pay to take the picture.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Okay, the year I went, they didn't charge. Like, matter of fact, the dude that had, because it was a dude that year that had the car, like he like popped the trunk and he had like all the little tools and stuff that they have in there and
the
everything.
devil sign and stuff in the trunk.
Yeah. Yep. I was like, oh, that's legit. Like, he let me take pictures of all of that's crazy.
No, she would not even let me just take a picture of the car because I just wanted to take a picture and be like, hey, Drew, check it out. Here's baby.
Hey, that's crazy.
I think it was like $20 if you wanted to sit in the driver's seat and take a picture. I was like, nah, dude, I ain't paying $20 for that.
Yeah, y'all taxing. The Cincinnati Comic Cons are cool. Like I've only been, I only went to the one. But yeah, I want to go to one of the big boy ones that, is huge. But yeah, like the year I went, like Adam West was there. And I had bought something I was trying to get him to sign, but he took because it was my birthday weekend, he like took a break at the time that we were about to go to like his line and he wasn't about to be back and we were about to leave. And I was like, well, damn.
Another bad time. Another bad channel.
Exactly. And it's so fucked up because like 2 months, I can't remember. It was shortly after he passed away. I was like, well, damn. So I'm never going to, oh, well.
I got one thing before we get out of here that's so funny to me. Wombat's headset died a half hour ago. He's still in here. I know he can't hear me.
Listening.
Like I don't know if he can. There's no way he can hear me because he's like he'd have been typing in chat now at this point. But like,
actually, yeah.
Like motherfucker, you still in here?
You're gonna be in there for the rest of the day until somebody pointed out in the chat.
All right, that's it. We go get out of here. We'll be back next week. Peace, bitches.
Alrighty. And it goes something like this.